Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And we're here to play ARK. That has some kind of subtitle. Conflict and Collapse in the Reach. We're basically playing Space Root. No, I'm just kidding. It's not exactly Space Root, but it's by the same people that make Root, supposedly. The same artist and designer. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Full disclosure, we purchased this game at Gen Con. I may have killed a few people in the process of obtaining a limited copy from Gen Con 2024. If the police ask anything, I wasn't there. But we paid for this thanks to folks like this. Scrolling right here, thanks for supporting the channel. We're not paid by publishers to play their board games. Sometimes we're provided review copies, but we were not in this case. So yeah, we're just like you. We bought our board game and we're going to play it. Except for we're streaming it on the internet. Be gentle. This is our third playthrough. Open and honesty here. Third playthrough. We played the first time yesterday. Played twice. Learning the game. We are playing the two-player mode. Base game. No, even though some people at Gen Con told me, Rob, throw in the leaders and lore pack. Play with the leaders and lore right away. You can handle it. I know I can handle it. But we'll probably stream this game more than once. I also want to play it as a nice playthrough for somebody who maybe is like, you know, not as experienced with these type of games and maybe just wants to read the rule book and then go watch a playthrough on the internet and just see how the base game is. That's what we're going to play today. So if you're a seasoned veteran of this game, you're playing in tournaments, you're practicing for the World Championships, this is not the playthrough for you. We're going to explain the game from a high-ish level. We're going to do a full playthrough, and then we'll kind of give our thoughts after 3 plays of the base game. Like, there is a campaign, and there are expansions. So keep that in mind. This game can be pretty deep. It's one of those like area control, battling other players for points kind of games. From my experience, the first games that come to mind, the experience I get from it, that I'm like, oh, I get the feel of, the games I would say are Scythe. It feels a little like Scythe in space. You know, where there can be combat, but not combat, and stealing each other's resources and defending or fighting over areas. Being threatening or not, you know, choosing actions, but you don't always get to choose the best action because of the action selection system. Same idea here, very similar to Scythe from a high level. Also, I would say Game of Thrones, the board game 2nd edition. And like those other games, repeated plays, I can tell this game is like pretty deep. And you could play many, many times and learn and discover new things as you play. Especially based on who you're playing with and how they play. It is one of those games where you learn to be efficient and plan ahead and that kind of stuff, and people can disrupt each other's plans. So if those kind of games interest you, you might like this. If they don't, like if you've ever played a competitive area control resource management kind of game with like action selection, you know, trying to be efficient, get the most points before someone else, and you can really screw them. This might not be the game for you, but I freaking love these games. These are the type of games that pulled me into the hobby. These are the games that are in the top of my list. Are games of this genre of like competitive area control, fighting for points, trying to be efficient while also paying attention to your opponents. Lots of interaction possible. Lots of interaction possible, which I like. So if that sounds good, that's what we're going to be playing today. If it doesn't sound good to you, run. Don't buy it just because someone reviewed it and tells you you need to buy it. That's not what you do, okay? This game is nothing mind-blowing or different from those other games. There's other ones I'm thinking of. You know what it also reminds me of a lot? Is Viticulture.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Has the same kind of scoring like Viticulture. Like you could kind of like hit the you know, the score based on your player count that makes this the last round, but it's not who triggers it. It's who has the most points by the end of that round and everyone finishes the round kind of thing. Has that same idea, has like the worker placement kind of idea and messing with each other. You know, it has some elements of like Viticulture. It reminds me of a little bit. And Scythe, Game of Thrones, the board game 2nd edition. There's other ones. Anyone who's played this, you know, if you have any other games, drop it in the chat or the comments that this would relate to. That might help other people understand if it's for them or not. Just like, it's very similar to actually how Root worked, I found. Root, cute, beautiful, popular game. I bought it, and I was like, man, I played it, one of my favorite games, because it's in that grouping of some of my favorite games, like Game of Thrones, the board game 2nd edition. Playing that, just pulled, that was the first game I played in modern board gaming, pulled me right into the hobby. Boom, here I'm doing a YouTube channel, playing the crap out of these kind of games, loving it. Okay, played that game tons, taught dozens of players, loved it. Not all of them liked those type of games and maybe never showed up again after playing it. And I lost friends doing those kind of games, but I love those games. I love those interaction, lots of players around the table, all trying to manage their resources, a little bit of area control, a little bit of tension, a little bit of take that, screwing with each other, and trying to figure out what everyone's trying to do, and try to maybe do it better or stop them. Yeah, it's in that grouping. But Root did the same thing where I bought it and I'm thinking like, oh, cute little game. And then we played it and I'm like, oh, this is right in that type. Even though it looked cute and beautiful, it was like, and like welcoming, like a child's storybook. This has that same appeal, same look because it's by the same artist. But no, it is a little ruthless. You can definitely mess with each other. Same with Root, and it turns some people off. Definitely turns some people off. So don't fall into the hype is what my warning is to you. Make sure you watch a playthrough or two or like understand what type of game it is, because I feel like the marketing and some of the talk around the game isn't really highlighting that. And at Gen Con even, I heard a few people were like, I backed it, I got it, and was like, whoa, not for me. But it's like, did just something happen during the crowdfunding? You like didn't understand what kind of game it was, like why? But it is in that grouping, and I've seen that over the last like 15 years or whatever, playing these kind of games. It's like they're not for everybody. So just keep that in mind. So right up front, I'm going to say that. And I've only played a couple times, but I've done this dog and pony show before, so we'll talk about it at the end. But yeah. See, Mitch says I never played Root, but Root, okay. It looks like a cute kind of not too crazy game, and then you play it and you're like, no, you got to be ruthless. You got to be like, I'm out to kill, and like you really screw each other over, and it's like it's a war game. It's like a war game with a cute painting. This has the same idea. This is like War in Space, but it's like got cute little look to it. Simple little welcoming, simple board game, fun. Graphics to it and stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. All right.
Jackal, thank you so much.
Jackal, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Hazard pay for scoring this one.
Yeah, hazard pay for getting it from Gen Con.
Oh, yeah. Oh, scoring it. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like drugs.
Like
we use yes. Once you're in this hobby for a while, you realize it's addictive like crack. So yes, Jackal uses drug terms like scoring a hit or, getting your fix. Your next, you want to just need to play one more game, buy one more game, fill one more Kallax cube, one more hit, please. Yeah, come demo my game. First hit's free, I swear. Then you're buying 12 expansions. Yeah, not like drugs at all, I swear. Here, have some booster packs for this collectible card game. Not like drugs at all, or gambling. But yeah, I was like scoring points? Like, what does this mean? Oh no, he means scoring drugs. Obviously, Jackal's playing a little bit of Rock Hard 1977 lately, and it's thrown around that, that old time of drug slang. Throwing bows and such, yeah. But yeah, for those that didn't watch our Gen Con 2024 streams or in our chats or anything, so we grabbed this game. This was the game I went for. Mel went for a different game. Mm-hmm. And they had limited copies. I grabbed one, and I was standing in line holding it under my arm at the next booth, and like as I'm standing there in line, people are just randomly walking by, being super fun and cool, and be like, yo, Rob, love your content. Whoa, you got ARCs? Because they didn't give out bags at first. So I had no bag, so I'm like holding the game under my arm, like a sucker. But yeah, people would come up and be like, hey, we play that game. You're going to love it on the channel. Can't wait to see it. Or throw in the expansion. You're going to love it, Rob. I've seen your stuff. You're great. This is awesome. And it was very cool. I've never really had that happen when usually we have our games in bags and stuff and nobody really sees what we have,
Exactly.
But yeah, many comments hyping me up on this one and made me feel instantly good that I bought it, because people who've seen and know what we like are telling me like within minutes that, oh, great choice. Can't wait to see it.
So that's funny. The reassurance that the chat comes to you for, you received from the audience.
We always do it. I remember in the Q&As, I used to like selfishly use the end of those Q&As to be like, all right, I'm feeling like a space game, guys. Let me know what I should buy. Quick, throw some in the chat. I need to know. Or when we're doing our coffee chats before we're looking at crowdfunding, it's like, guys, you know what I like and what I don't like. Like, let me, this is real money we're spending here. Like, I need to know, like, just like you look for me for help, like I need help from you. It's a two-way street here. Mm-hmm. Two-way street. I'm just like you guys. I'm buying board games, trying not to go in debt doing it, trying not to like, become a hoarder and have to like move to a larger house or get some storage, off-site storage for my board game collection. So trying to be smart with what I buy and what I don't buy and stuff, but sometimes it's just peer pressure.
It's hard because new games come out all the time.
Yeah. Too many people coming in chat going, well, that's great, the game you're about to stream. What about these other 6 games that you've never played? I want to know more about those. Play them now, Rob. But anyways, all right, enough complaining. Dan says, I live to give Rob reassurance. Yeah, okay. Okay, there's some questions in the chat I'm just going to address here before we get rambling even more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no rush today. Also, if you're new to the channel, every time we play a new game, I need to remember this. This may be your first time here. We do long form live streams, interacting with the chat. We have a great community. We're here to kind of explain the game, play through the game, talk about the game, kind of like unscripted, just having some fun. We try to get the rules as best we can. If you notice anything wrong, drop it in the comments below. That will definitely help someone learn from our mistakes. Feel free to point it out. And like we said, it's only our 3rd playthrough of the game. We just learned it literally over the last 2 days. And yeah, we're going to be long. Like the stream, you already clicked on it, or the video, you saw it's long. This was a live stream, by the way. This is not trying to be the most efficient, shortest video. We're just having fun here. Turn on the chat archive, though, and you could follow along with the live chat on the browser if you're watching it later, and you can understand who we're talking to and what they're saying, and sharing good information in there usually. So welcome to the channel. But if you're like wondering why the video is so long, go away. They're not for you. If you're questioning why it's long and you want to complain why it's long, GTFO.
Yeah, remove your comment now.
You're not needed here. We don't need you. Go away. Seriously. So addressing some questions. Oh, Sean says this is going to be really interesting. I saw a bad review from a guy I really trust and canceled my pre-order. So again, these type of games are not for everyone. The guy you trust could have been having a bad day. Maybe change what type of games they like. Just because you trust them, their tastes are not 100% what yours are. And again, like I've evolved, I've changed, I've played games that I thought I would hate that I love, and games that I loved 10 years, 5 years ago, whatever. Now I play those type of games. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm not really into them as much as I was, you know? It's like everyone has their own personal opinions on things. They will never align 100% with you all the time. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Also, someone who reviews lots of games over and over again or plays lots of games, you sometimes get really sick of Me Too games that like just clone each other or do the same thing, or obviously chasing the big successful game and just trying to do the same thing but with a twist, you know? It gets really boring, and like you lose some of that excitement and that luster and that shine on a game. So this game is not doing anything crazy new that I don't feel. It feels just like any other these type of like competitive, messing with each other kind of tense area control-ish kind of games. Just does a few different mechanics involved in it, but it's like you're moving spaceships around trying to take over people's planets. Like Forbidden Stars gives me a little bit of that vibe too. That's another game that just comes to mind of the same idea. You know, building bases and building cities and spaceports and building ships and stuff, like, and then moving them and attacking each other and stuff. Like, it's, you know, nothing crazy. So if that reviewer's played like 70 of these type of games, this might just not hit for them, you know? It might just be like, oh, this was supposed to be really exciting, and I'm just playing another one of these kind of games, you know? But it does a few things. We'll talk about it at the end. It does a few things that I'm like, even though it's like similar and like there's so many board games, how do you not kind of feel like other board games at this point? But it does some cool things. Definitely some cool things. And the length of it is interesting. Max is asking, Rob and Mel, do you guys like Root and Oath? Mel, do you like Root and Oath?
Yes, I like Root. We've never played Oath.
Yeah, I've never played Oath. Not interested in Oath at all.
But I enjoy Root a lot.
But Root, yes, I love it. I have tons of expansions I've never even played. But I've played tons on and off stream, and we love it. We got multiple playthroughs on the channel for sure. You can go watch. But even after those streams, I definitely took it to family members' houses multiple times. Got new expansions, played them with family and friends off stream. Like I said, these are the type of games I love personally. Not everyone loves them, especially playing them with me. I know this, and I appreciate anyone who ever plays one of these games with me. I sometimes cannot be the most fun to play against. I take it a little too serious sometimes and get competitive with it. But I have fun always, you know, whether I win or lose usually. But not everyone else does. Well, I love it.
That goes right into Adam's comment there with the couches and says, play nice, Rob.
I know. And Chad says, I've played it bunches, interested in your take. Yeah. But again, my take is meaningless. Like what we think of this game, who gives whatever anyone thinks
Yeah.
on the internet of this game, who cares? Just do your own research, watch some playthroughs, watch whatever, some reviews, take some information from it. But you know, this might be the best game for you, might be the worst, might be okay, whatever. But don't take one person's information. Take a whole bunch, put it all together with what you know about yourself and what you like, and make your best decision. I don't care if you buy this or don't buy this, to be honest. Doesn't affect me in any way, really. So yeah, just keep that in mind with everything I say. It's like, you know, I bought a board game, I get to play on the internet, and I can say whatever I want. So, sorry. So Chad says, also Ark's hyped as people playing that would not normally pick it up. Okay. Yeah, the price too, I think. The price of the base game might also make it more approachable than some of those other bigger games. There is like a minis upgrade to it, but if you don't buy the minis upgrade, it is a pretty reasonably priced game that falls in that, and it's by a publisher that a lot of people like to buy their games. So yeah, it can bring one of those competitive kind of spacey fighting games to people who maybe don't want to invest in one of the bigger ones, you know, and they might play that type of game that they maybe never have. Yeah. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Hello.
Let's see. Oh, Lucas says, interesting about this game announced a week ago in my native language in Czech. Nice. Okay, I think we can get to it. This is Arcs. This is ranked already for some weird reason. I think the publisher or designer has like the most hardcorest of fans. Like, no way that many people have already played this game. It like literally delivered to crowdfunding people, I think a couple months ago maybe, I don't know. They already have a second edition rulebook and printing coming later this year to retail, I think. They had early copies at Gen Con, but already enough to get it ranked 474 overall.
Yeah, that definitely probably happened during the Kickstarter, right?
That's super scary.
Going in before they got it.
That just shows you like how easy it is. Like a small amount of people can just like rate something super well and shoots it up the chart super fast.
Yeah.
Because that's insane. But there you go. It's already,
this isn't even out in stores yet for
and
like the general public.
It's already a top 500 game, guys. Like, let's see how many ratings actually are even on it. But yeah, don't take these numbers too serious. I'm just always bring them up just for fun and interesting info. But 500 ratings is all it takes to like 500 is such a small number, to affect the sales of something so drastically. Like once this hits the top 100, that's what every publisher would want their game to do, because instantly you're now in the mouths of people that have influence and might play your game and expose your game to people that, you know, influence others. So it's like very interesting. Strategy, see, that's my favorite category. Strategy is my jam. And this is 244 already. And people are, I don't care about the rating really, but the weight is 3.36, so a little bit on the medium heavy side, which is completely accurate, I think. And not a bad rating on that. I wouldn't call it heavy by any means, but maybe with the campaign and the extra stuff, maybe, I don't know. I've never played, so we'll see. I didn't buy the campaign expansion. I don't have it coming, nothing like that. So I don't know if I ever will play it, but it does exist if you're interested. And you play the base game, you like love it. There's some campaign box that's like huge, way bigger than the base game. They can add a bunch of stuff in. But I wasn't about to go spend all that money on something like I didn't know if I'd like, right? But yeah, we'll talk more. But there you go.
Let's go to Adam's super chat. Adam, thank you so much.
Adam with the super chat says, for couch protection, if you need it, Rob. I don't know if I'll need it.
Yeah, probably. He probably will. He's the better.
Depends on the cards I get.
Me, to be honest.
Yeah, depends on the cards I get. We'll see. And the strategy that's happening.
He's more cutthroat than me.
The price of plastic has gone up. Oh, Dan says I played this at 2 and 3. Good medium weight, tactical game. Best with more players. I rated a 9.
Nice.
So that's a good point. I was going to save that for the end of the stream to discuss it. After playing just 2 players, it's cool there's a 2-player mode. But like all these games, in my opinion, they all shine. And like I said at the beginning, I love playing these games with a table full of people. This only goes up to 4, unfortunately. But I think that keeps it in like that not too long of a game range, which is nice. And yeah, it's really nowadays it's hard to get that many people together on a regular basis anyway. And this is the kind of game that repeat plays will definitely help make people feel more competitive. Has some weird learning curves to it, which I can see people for the first couple of games not getting it and losing very badly against players that know what they're doing. Similar to Root, exactly similar to Root's learning curve, I feel. Root, you throw it at people, they don't know what's going on, they lose very bad, and you just hope that they want to play another one because the game shines after many, many plays and gets more fun as you go, and the players all at the table are at a very good experience level to each other. So that's also a flaw to this game. If you don't have friends that are willing to learn this, lose, and take a few games to understand it with you, they might not want to play it again after you maybe crush them because they don't understand what's going on. So there's a learning curve. We might not show the game the best, and we don't have that much experience with it either. So we might totally play it wrong, but you'll understand how it works here, so you can, if that kind of interests you, you keep going. But yeah, I can see it working best with more players, and best with players who know what they're doing. This game will really shine. So keep that in mind. We're just doing an early little look at it, but this is a game I want to take and play with other players I know that I loved Scythe with and stuff like that. And I can see if they like this and we play it like, a few weeks in a row kind of thing, it can get pretty cutthroat. We can have some pretty good, tight, fun games. But because of that learning curve, this game, I know it does, I've seen it personally, has the potential for blowout games that might feel like this game is not balanced. It is very open, a bunch of tools to play with. But if you're not paying attention to what's going on with your opponent, you can blow them out of the water in this game. So it doesn't feel like a super tight game. They put it on the players. They just give you the tools for war, basically, and it's up to the players to like run it properly to make sure your opponents don't run away with it. If that makes sense. At least that's how I see it. But all these kind of games are like that. Very similar. You got to be paying attention and know what's going on. What is also possible in the game too. I can see people who know the cards and the options might be able to really take advantage of newer players. So that is definitely something to pay attention to in these type of games. All right. Boom. Here we go. This is ARX. All right. I'm going to explain it as best I can, as quick as I can, and then obviously it'll make more sense when we're playing it, and we'll explain things as we play it. But we have a main board here, and we have planets. On the planets, you can build cities and starports. Starports allow you to build ships. Cities allow you to tax the locals for resources. There are different resources in the game. They're here. These different resources, who cares what they are, but they are tied to the planets of the same color and symbol on them, okay? So we're going to be controlling and fighting for some of these planets, taxing these planets, building ships to these planets. The ships will fight other ships and also can attack those cities. So there's a city, okay, and a starport. Okay, the starport, these are what help you with ships, building ships, moving ships around the board, but they can also be attacked by other ships. Here are the little ships that come in the base game, little wooden ships, okay? They have 2 health points, basically. Fresh ship, damaged ship lying on its side, defeated ship off the board, okay? Your planets are in, I think this is called a cluster. So you'll have like 3 planets in a cluster. Ignore these symbols, they're from some expansion or something. Then in the middle you have gates. This is out of play. This is just, for at a convention, people walk by and they don't have to ask what game is that. So they put it right on the board, very obvious. Love it. But you can travel through these gates. And if you look at these lines here, straight lines, you can travel over with your ships. I can move from here to here, no problem. I can move past this line to a gate. But these crazy, double, weird-looking lines, they separate the clusters, including this one. I don't know why they didn't go all the way with that one, but a little confusing. Or can you go through here?
You can go through there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you just can't go through these ones.
Oh, okay. I never realized that. It's weird the way they separate the gates, though. And not... Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess you can go through there. I never tried it or never needed to or anything, but yeah, good point. Yeah, because you can go through all these lines. That's part of it. I guess this is just to separate the gates. Yeah, that's just a weird choice. So So anyways, these gates are how you travel between the clusters. So, I can travel over here to access these planets, travel to one of those, come out here, travel here, go here. Okay, so to get across the map, you can't just like loop around the planets, if that makes sense, because you'll eventually hit one of these lines. So you need to like go out to a gate to get in there. Okay, that's kind of like, that's all to the map. It's like very basic, very simple. And we'll explain a little bit more about movement in a bit. On the bottom, we have a point track and we have a cube. We'll all start at 0. How we're trying to win the game? Get this. Brand new winning mechanic. You never heard of this scoring mechanism before, but it's whoever has the most points wins. Okay. Super unique, super exciting. But yes, that's how you win. So on the map here, I don't know if you can see. So there's a yellow marker underneath 27, 30, and 33. Based on the player count, that says a 2P in there. So this is 2-player. So whenever someone hits 33 points, that will signal the last chapter of the game. Okay, so we start at chapter 1. The game ends at the end of chapter 5, no matter what. So similar to Game of Thrones, the board game, 2nd edition or whatever. I love that about that game, how it always had like a way to win, which was capturing like castles and stuff, which you can do to kind of end the game-ish early or whatever. But no matter what, it had a hard stop at the end of like 10 rounds or whatever, and then checked who has most areas under their control, whatever, right? Similar idea here. I love how it's like, no matter how long people are taking, there's a definite end to it. And you would just count up points at that point. Even if someone didn't hit the end game trigger, which can happen as early, I've seen it happen in chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this game can end in chapter 3 by someone hitting this, and then it's whoever has the most points wins, okay? How we get points. The main way is by completing ambitions. These are literally like in every freaking one of these point winning kind of games. These are like little trophies. And they kind of change every round. We only have 3 of them. Okay, there's only 3. Just like, I don't know, so many games do it where like whoever could be the one at the end of the round to have the most, or at the end of the chapter in this case, to have the most whatever resources, or defeated the most people, whatever it is. Mostly resource related, but some resources are related to like war and capturing things. But the person who at the end of the round has the most takes 5 points. The person in second gets 3. If your 2 people are tied for first, or however many people are tied for first, they will take 3 points each. And then after that, if there's any ties for second, they get nothing. Okay. So these little tokens are up here, but the cool part is every round, someone decides which one or none are going to be in play, and it can only be 3. So there's a beautiful timing to this. And when you do this of an action of claiming, or what's it called? Declaring ambition. Okay. When you decide during the round, or the chapter, when you decide during the chapter of what is the important point scoring trophy to go for in that round, you leave yourself a little open. And also, like I said, the timing of doing it early lets other people know it's in play and they can adjust. And if you do it too late, maybe you messed up your turn or actions and didn't do things efficiently. So there's this beautiful timing. Or maybe you should wait till next round, next chapter, to go for that trophy. And there's a cool thing about every round, or every chapter, at the end of every chapter, the lowest point trophy thingy, whatever, available markers, ambition markers. Bellico, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hello.
hey you. Thank you. So at the end of every chapter, you're going to flip this over, and it increases the amount of points. And they all have another side, and they'll all get flipped over during the game. So later, points are like, these ambitions are worth more. So the game will scale. Like early game, you might be getting a few points for winning one of these. But obviously, if it happens later on, you could score way more points. The other cool part is whoever grabs first one of these tokens to apply it to a like scoring trophy category, an ambition, they will take the highest point one. So in this case, the 5 right now at the start of the game is the highest points. So you might want to grab one of these before another player, But again, if you do it too early, it might give players a chance to then try to steal it. Or you can mess with them so they have less points for ones they're trying to achieve. So if I decide Tycoon is going to be in play and I declare that ambition, in the first round of the game, let's say, I will grab the highest point here and I'll put it in the Tycoon slot here. And now at the end of the round, whoever has the most fuel and supplies or something, I don't know.
Yeah, material.
Amazon delivery boxes, materials. Whoever has the most of these resources on cards or tokens will get the higher points, And if you're tied, you each take the second place points. Or second place will get the second place points. Then we have Tyrant. So if Tycoon is already grabbed and then somebody else, including the same player later, declares the ambition of Tyrant, it would now be only 3 points. So there's this beautiful little like timing and pressure and push your luck to it. And do I wait till later in the game when it's going to be worth more? Will people see it coming? Should I go for it early to catch people off guard, or trick them to maybe going for that when I don't really want to, or just using up the higher point thing, to try to grab it when I know I can, or totally not doing any of them because you don't want to weaken yourself, because when you declare an ambition, you leave yourself open for the initiative to be taken and other players to kind of drive the chapter after that. It's very neat, very neat. You'll see it as we play through it. It'll all make more sense, but it's a very cool, elegant like system to try to gain points in a round that I can see it, like I said, take time to master and get good at timing and what chapters and when to do things based on what is happening at the table and what other people are doing. This is not a multiplayer solitaire game. You always have to be paying attention to what your opponents are doing. It's that kind of game, okay? So Tyrant is based on, and this will make more sense, it's basically little guys you capture, similar to, it reminds me of West Kingdom. What's one is that? Architects of the West Kingdom, where you're constantly like arresting people and throwing them in your jail and then you free them after, whatever. Kind of like that, you're stealing each other's workers, and that's what a captive is. So the more captives you have, they'll get returned back to the people after this one is claimed. But until it's claimed, everyone keeps those little workers throughout the whole game until somebody claims this, which may never happen. Warlord is trophies from battle. So destroying ships, cities, starports. You collect them on your player board like trophies, just like the captives. They go on your board, but they only get cleared when the trophy is claimed, which might not happen every chapter or even every game, which is very cool. Keeper isn't just having the most of, this resource on cards. Sorry, I should have showed the fuel and the supply. So these are the resources based on tokens. You'll see them also on cards, which I'll get to. Empath is having the most of psionic. Okay, they're all listed here. So material, fuel, weapon, relic, and psionic. Weapon, you don't get to basically get points for those. They have some different ability basically. You just gain the warlord based on all the death and destruction you do, not by collecting resources, if that makes sense. And then this is based on your, screwing the opponent over, capturing units. And then, so they're directly, those are the resources tied to those ones. And then this one doesn't have its own thing. All right. So that's kind of the scoring, kind of trying to work backwards a little bit. Okay. So this, achieving these, how you do here? How do you achieve each one? So there are cards. These are called, what are these called again? Guild cards, right?
Yes.
Guild cards? Oh, and they have Vox cards? I don't know. They're part of the court.
Oh, yes.
They're part of the court. So there'll be 3 little cards in like a market. You can influence them by putting workers on them and then do the secure action to yoink them. And if anyone else you have to have the most workers on a card to take it. So other people can start putting workers on cards, and you can yoink it when you have the most, and you'll actually capture their workers. That's how you capture their little worker guys. And then when you get these cards, some of them will have when secured abilities, and some will go in your play area and actually give you the resource. So that's the same resource that is needed for Tycoon. And then they could give you a little action. I'll explain the prelude in a minute, and we'll get into that. And this is the cost of stealing it from you. So you can steal cards and resources from each other. Not for everybody, but I love it. Okay, so those are the guild / Vox cards. We'll have 3 of those in a little market. We'll show those up in a bit. And the actions of the game. So it's funny. What game did we play recently with the suits and stuff that we were talking about? Remind us of Aftermath, where they literally just went with the like 52 card deck style. What was that we're playing? I don't remember. Anyways, I forget what games we've streamed recently. That's how awesome they are. They're just forgettable.
Oh, it was Mandalorian, wasn't it?
Yes, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Adventures. Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures board game. Similar kind of system. You only had so many numbers, and you're trying to play them. And it reminded us of Aftermath. This has suits and values on cards, and the actions are tied to each one of these, just like they are in the game Aftermath we played from Plaid Hat Games. Reminds me of that. That's an adventure game, completely different, but similar style. So there are, I think, what, four different suits? Yeah, it's just like a deck of cards, right? So you have the aggression suit, and these are action pips. So you can take the battle, move, or secure action. So battle is declaring a battle, rolling some dice, fighting it out. You'll see that when we do it. Moving, okay? For each pip, you can move one space worth of one section on the board worth of ships. Take as many as you want, as few as you want, and basically move them to one adjacent space. Or if you have a starport, you can catapult them to shoot them across the board until they run into an enemy controlled area. They can go from one planet to another planet by going through gates. Yeah, we'll show you the move as we play. And then secure is just grabbing one of those court cards that'll be on the side of the board by having workers on it, the most workers on it. And yeah. Then we have administration. Okay, this lets you do taxing, which is if you have a loyal planet, so it has your city on it. I think it's only if they have your city, right? You can only tax cities.
Yeah, you can only tax cities.
Right, just to be sure. That's all I've done before, but yeah, loyal city, or you can tax a rival city that you control that city. So like it's loyal to the opponent, but if you have more fresh ships, so full health ships in that planet or that sector, and they have a city there, you can tax their city, which also allows you to not just gain a resource of that type from the city, but you can capture another one of their workers. That's another way to try to get the tyrant's capture value up on your end. Repairing is literally repairing a damage on a ship. And remember, ships I showed you, when they're ready, that's a fresh ship. That's taken 1 damage, and that's gone. But if it's only taken 1 damage, you can spend 1 action pip here to repair a ship, or you could repair one of your cities or starports because they're also double-sided, or have they have 2 health points. So that's a fresh city. That's a damaged city. Same with starports. They have the same thing. So that's a damaged starport. Okay, so you could spend a pip to repair a ship. You could spend a pip to repair whatever else. For each pip, you do 1 point of repair. So that'll help you repair things. The other thing, you can influence. Influence just works with secure. Influence is how you put workers on cards in the court. Okay, that's the influence action. So for each pip, you will get to put 1 worker on a card. The tax, that I said before, 1 pip for each city you're taxing on a planet, on a loyal city or a rival city you control. But you can only tax each city once per turn. And a turn is you playing your card and doing the actions on the card or whatever. But you'll see there's more to it than that. But that's a turn. So multiple turns will happen in a chapter. That also helps. We have construction. And as you see, repair is also on administration. But this one also has build. Okay. So building is just you in a place that you have a piece. So as long as you have a piece in the space, in the planet, you could build there. Even if the enemy controls it. The only difference is if the enemy controls it by having more fresh ships than you, or even like that, you have to build it damaged, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, but you have to have at least 1 in there.
I would have to have at least 1, yes, correct. Yeah, that works, right?
Yep.
So yeah, if you controlled more fresh ships, you control this planet, but I could still build there because I still have at least 1 unit there. Okay, there's a lot of little weird rules like that, but it makes sense. It's not too bad. Also, I should note, They do give a pretty sick 4 of these reference sheets, 1 for each player. That literally walks you, like, as the player's waiting for their turn, if they're curious, you don't have to pass them the rule book. They literally can be looking up what actions do in this action summary here, what's on all the cards. So even if you don't have a card in your hand to look at what actions they do, they're listed here, which is pretty sick. Okay, all the actions are here. They walk you through it step by step. So, like, you know, a new player doesn't have to awkwardly be asking too many questions. If they want to understand the flow of battle, right here, we'll go through that when the first battle happens. If it happens, I guess. You technically don't have to. But I'm sure I'll make a battle happen.
Oh, just want to show it off, right?
Just for showing
just
it
for
off.
stream
Yeah.
purposes.
Not for trying to destroy Mel, steal all her stuff, and blow up her cities or anything.
Yeah.
I would never do such a thing. And then it describes the ending of a chapter where you're scoring all those ambitions I talked about, cleaning up, resetting, drawing new cards. Okay. And then here's how playing a chapter works, how the card mechanic works, which I'll get in. I'm saving this for kind of like the last thing to show because it's kind of cool and clever. It's like the one really unique-ish thing about the game from other games like this that I played. But the other one is mobilization. This is the final suit. This also allows you to move and also has influence on it. There was another one. Yeah. So administration also has influence. And then aggression, the fighting card basically, also has move on it also. So there's other ways. The other thing on a card here is the symbols in the bottom left. They match the ambitions. Okay. So these little ambition symbols, you wouldn't be able to declare an ambition unless you even own the card that has the right symbol on it to play. And you actually have to have initiative. There are some trickery with cards to claim initiative or declared ambition, I think, without doing it the proper way. But generally, you would have to have initiative, be going first for the turn, and then play the card with the symbol you want and declare that ambition to even put the token for that ambition. So there's a little bit of stuff out of your control. So even if you have the best laid plans and you're like, by chapter 3, I'm going to hit this ambition, I'm going to build up for it, and it's going to be the most amazing thing ever, and then no one else declares it, and you don't draw the cards that even have that ambition on it, womp womp. That can happen sometimes, and I'm sure that upsets a few players who play this game. You got to try to make the best with what you have is really what you should be doing this game. But there is some planning, and you can kind of time things, especially when you know how the game works. There are ways to kind of like make it do what you want, but it's still sometimes out of your control. So that's it really with the cards. These action cards, we will have 6 on a turn. Okay. And let's say, I'll show you how a turn works. Here, let's just say we're at this many cards. So if I have initiative, okay, if I have initiative and I want to do one of these actions on here. Oh, the cool part is I probably didn't make it clear. Let's say I play this card and I have initiative. I could use these pips for any one of these here. I could do like 2 tax, a repair and an influence, 4 influence, whatever you want to use these pips for. I don't even have to use them all. I could literally use like 1 or 2 and then just say the other ones, yeah, I don't care. I'm such a baller. I don't even need to use all my actions. It sometimes makes sense to do that. But yeah, you can use them that way. So I would look at my hand. There's this little area on the left side of the board. This is how the turn kind of runs. You'll have the whole deck will be here as like a discard pile. And you're not supposed to know what's in there. It's face down. Because if you learn how to count cards and know what's in there, you could become really good at this game if you start seeing what people are playing and all that kind of stuff for sure. Because it is just like a deck of 52 cards. We are playing 2 players. And if you're playing with any less than 4 players, you will not have 1s and 7s. It goes from 1 to 7 are the numbers. And you'll see the pips can be different, even in the same suits and the same numbers. So just keep that in mind. So let's say I have initiative. So I have my little crazy initiative token, okay? And I want to go first. Let's say I want to move some stuff around. I might play this card. And this will help me a little bit. I play my lead card here, okay? There is now, after I play this card, there is something called the prelude. And the prelude allows me to do things on cards, like this one, for example, that says prelude, once per turn, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's a bunch of these cards that have like, in a prelude, you can discard this card to do something. This is when you would prelude, okay, before even spending pips on this card. You play the card at the table, everyone knows what's happening. This is the lead card. then you have a prelude window where you can also spend resources on your board. So you might have resources on your board, and you can spend them to do these things, okay, in your prelude. As many as you want, in whatever order, as long as you have the resources to do it or the cards to do it, you can do prelude actions. Then you spend pips on your card. So let's say I move, I move some units, okay? I move this guy here and I move this guy here, okay? That's me spending my 2 pips. Then I'm done my turn. Now it goes to Mel, and she looks at this, and there's the cool part.
It's a good example, actually.
Yeah. You can, it tells you right on the board, you can surpass, copy, or pivot. So I got to do what I wanted to do on my card, and I skipped the ambition part, but I'll show you that in a sec. I can do whatever I want on my card. No one interrupts me. I had initiative. Initiative super powerful. They're even more powerful. I'll show you. But I do this. But I've now declared for the turn that this is the suit. We're moving and influencing. We're mobilizing, right? Mel looks at her hand, and she goes, "Oh crap! I got nothing." If she had a higher number, but the same suit, she could play that. I don't have the 7 available. I didn't.
We could do it. I think you have another example where we could have done it.
Okay, let's say I did.
Play your 4. Play your 4.
For construction?
Yeah, just for.
Okay, let's say I played my 4 construction, which allows me to do 3 construction actions, build or repairing. Okay, let's say I did that. Mel has the option to surpass me. She would have to play a higher value card, and that would allow her to do all the pips on her card, like perform all the actions up to this many pips. Okay, so the higher card I play, I could block out another player from using their cards to their maximum. If I play too low of a card, I allow my opponents to jump in and maximize their cards, but only maximize their cards of the same suit. So because I said we're doing builds and repairs, and we've seen this in other games where like person who goes first does the action, everyone else gets a lesser version of that action. Similar here, but I didn't go powerful enough. She was able to surpass me. And now because she's surpassed me, if she's the player who played the highest of the same lead suit, she will actually take initiative for the next round. So there's advantages to playing high cards here. So you can do lots of goodies, and you can prevent other people from doing all their pips on their card. But if it was the other way around, and she played a card that matched the suit, you can't actually.
No, you can't.
You can't. Sorry, you can't.
So go back to this example now.
Okay.
Where pretend this is my hand or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Even if you had this one in there, okay, because I dropped a 6, no one else can play this suit because it's so high. In a 2-player game, there's no 7. So, and I had the only 6. So I knew that, right? So Mel can't play the same suit, but what she can do is play any card in her hand to copy. So she could take like this construction. Let's say she doesn't need it later in the turn. She can play it face down and copy this suit, and she does 1 action from the lead card. Okay? It doesn't have any number. She's not going to steal initiative from me, but now she can do 1 move or 1 influence. That's it. She could also pivot. She can play a card of a different suit than the lead card, and if she does that, she will actually get to do 1 action on the other suit. So she doesn't get to do 4, like that's printed on this card. She would only get to do 1 build or 1 repair, and that's it. And she will not be taking initiative from me. But when she plays her card, there is another option. Any player that plays after the initiative player could play another card face down and steal the initiative. That would be her claiming initiative from me, even though she didn't play a card of the same suit that's higher. But the fact is, she played 1 of her 6 cards of the turn. That means when we're going around to another turn, we each play 1 card per turn. But by seizing the initiative that way, you've now basically reduced the amount of turns you're taking in a chapter. So you'll get less done, but maybe it allows you to, like, the perfect time, declare an ambition, which also another thing you can do by having initiative is super key. And not always, sometimes you don't want it and you can pass it. I could on my turn, instead of playing this card, I can just be like, you know what? I don't want to be first. I will just pass. That ends that turn and starts with the next turn with the player who has cards clockwise to you. You pass it to them, and now they can lead. Okay? But if we're playing 2-player games, you pass now, after I pass it to you, that will end the chapter. We'll go to scoring, and we'll reset. Okay? If you have all consecutive passes at the table. Now, another thing I could do that 6 again. Okay? And right when I play it, I think before you do any of your prelude actions, if you have any you want to do before your turn gets going, you could declare ambition. This is where you basically choose one of these trophies for the round. But as you can see here, this has a big fat 0 on it. So this 0 will take the number off that card, 0 it out. You've declared ambition. Okay, so I would take the highest number ambition token trophy thing available, and I would pick which one I want to do based on the bottom of this card. So choosing the card here, you're choosing it. If you want to do initiative, you have to have the symbol on the bottom here. And now you're also locking yourself in on a certain action and also setting the turn for everyone else based on that action. So there's a lot to think about every time you have initiative, you're playing that lead card. It's huge. Huge. Madame Jo Video, thank you for subscribing.
Welcome.
Welcome to our French viewer. Thank you. So in this case, it would be the empath, because that symbol is on the bottom of the card that matches this symbol. Boom. The only problem is now I played a 0. So now Mel can look at her hand, and this 2 now is enough to surpass it. Even though it was a 6, it's now a 0. She could slam this down. She now steals initiative from me, and she can use all 4 of the actions on there. So I've weakened myself, allowed opponents to get nutty, which is one of the cool balances of the game. But I did that because I had to declare this. But now I've you weaken yourself, you lose initiative, you leave yourself open. So you got to be confident when you do this. And I'm assuming you want to do it sometimes just to maybe steal the last one so someone can't put it on one they want.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of the fun of it, is this timing and knowing when to time things. Something I don't have fully down yet. It'll take many, many games, I'm sure, to do it. And depending on what the players are doing at the table. But this is a very clever little card play here to determine what's happening for the turn, what actions are happening, how the end of the round is scoring. All that is chosen by the lead player, whoever has initiative, and or whether you want to steal initiative and when you want to do it. Quite a bit there going on. And it's a little bit to wrap your head around. It's a little quirky and wonky, but I can see multiple plays of it. It's this is a very clever. It feels, you know what game this reminds me of a little bit? It's this is what I talked about on Scythe, with having your board in Scythe and you can only do a different action the last turn. You know, you're always blocking one of your sections of your board, forcing you to do a different action every turn. You're kind of limited by what's available to you.
Mm-hmm.
Similar in Memoir 44, where you only have so many cards, you can only attack in so many basically lanes on the board based on what cards you have. So you have to make do with what best you have. That is what is happening here. So you'll draw 6 new cards on the turn in a 2-player game. The second player can choose to mulligan, but you're stuck with this. And you have to make this work, and when to time things and what actions you can do. As you see here, I might not have a way to mobilize. I can move off this aggression, but if I move with this, I might not be able to be battling if I need these 2 movement pips, you know? So you're very restricted, and you may think you have lots of choice, you have lots of colored cards, lots of pips, whatever numbers, but it might not be what you needed. And also, even if you have certain cards where you're perfect, I need a 6, I want to do some battling. Wait, this is not the symbol I need. And if you notice here, which I didn't notice right away, these numbers here are the suits actually tied to these, right?
Yeah.
So this 6, all the 6s in the game are the way to declare the empath ambition. Okay, all the 3s are the way to declare the tyrant. So if I don't draw a 3, and I really am all focused on capturing workers, I might not get to use it. And if everyone sees that I'm doing that and they're drawing those cards, they're definitely not going to try to declare this to gain points unless they have a way to take it over, right? So it's this way of depending what you draw, your plans might not go exactly as you want, but it's what doing with best with what you have, and knowing your opponents might be in that same situation and just trying to outsmart them is the beauty of it, I think. Also, I just noticed you can go over 100 points.
Oh.
Holy crap. So 50 and 100 point.
Or I guess you can go negative.
I guess you can go. That's probably an expansion later.
Yeah.
With crazy powers. Or maybe it's
I don't think we can do it in this game.
Yeah. Maybe it's with the leaders and lore stuff. I don't know. But in the game, if anyone's played Terraforming Mars, there's the Preludes expansion, which added and this happens in all these kind of point games, right? Once you're ready for the next step, you can add in what's called the leaders and lore which are basically just ways to have unique setups between the players and give each player like unique abilities to kind of make them more powerful in a certain aspect of the game. We're not playing with those, but they do come with some in the base box to spice it up. And they say don't play with those for your first couple games, so we're not playing with it for our first. I know we can handle it, but we're just showing off the base. But I thought you had to buy an expansion to get those because there is a Leaders and Lore expansion coming to retail even. But you don't. There's some in the main box that just gives you more of them. So I wouldn't have bought that expansion if I knew there was some in the base box. But we haven't even used them yet. So that's just another thing to this game that adds a little more spice and replayability and some flavor to make it feel different that we're not playing with today. And we'll probably play with in a future stream. So stay tuned if you want to see more ARCs on the channel. Subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all 38 of you who've clicked the like button already. Much appreciated. Helps the channel a ton. Helps the channel a ton. Okay.
Can I use the washroom while you continue? I'm so sorry.
I need to use the washroom too.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
I'm getting excited, so like,
sorry,
I have to use
won't
the
be able
washroom.
to like continue.
Yeah. This is gonna be a little while.
But we can wait until we're ready, and then
I think we've pretty much explained all the stuff.
Okay, so then we come back.
There are some like you'll see with our player board and stuff, but that'll make sense when we're like playing. So
okay.
All right, so that's kind of the loose explanation. I know I didn't go through everything, but of course, as we play through it, it'll make more sense, and you'll see all the stuff. And if you have questions, feel free to throw them at us. But yeah, we'll be right back in a couple minutes. BRB. Okay, we're back. Chad, these are just game trays we picked up at Gen Con over the last few years. They're just like token trays. I don't know. Just Google token trays. Maybe they're available where you are. Maybe they're not. I don't know. We just buy them at Gen Con. Okay, let's get to playing, I guess. Let's do some setup. So there are different setup cards based on the player counts. This is obviously 2-player. What they will do, just like any of these kind of area control games, you play less players, you're going to block off the board. So this is the card we're going to use today. And this is the Mix-Up 2 setup. Okay, so based on these letters and numbers, this is where we're going to place things on the board. And also we're going to make some of the board out of play. But the gates do connect. So this gate is adjacent to this gate. We'll put a little token there to show that. And this will go over here. So that's what these are for. So this gate 1 is out of play, but gate 2 is adjacent to gate 6, so you just kind of teleport through there. And 4 is out of play. Then based on, I'll never remember these, what gets put in what spaces.
Oh, no worries.
And obviously you won't be using these cards if you're playing with the leaders and lore stuff, because they will have unique places to place your ships and starting areas on those cards. I don't think you need these still. Maybe you do. I don't know. But...
You can shuffle those up and figure out who's first player, because
Okay.
that'll matter here.
Yellow is first player.
Okay.
That's me.
That's you. So
Give me that first player ambition, initiative, whatever token.
So we're going to place 3 ships in 1 city in system marked A.
3 ships
City.
and 1 city.
Marked A. Oh, you're first player. I'm not first player.
Yeah, I'm just...
2.
Okay,
Oh,
so
here.
the cities on your board here, we're grabbing them from left to right, and they will open up new slots that you can place resource tokens in, the little round tokens. So sorry, where am I going? 1A?
1A, and I'm going to
So 1A, if I look here, is here. And what do I put there? 2 ships in a city?
3.
Oh, 3
3
ships.
ships in a city.
Okay. Boom. 3
Okay.
fresh ships and 1 city.
And then on B, you're going to place 3 ships in a starport.
3 ships. And a starport.
Okay. And then place 2 ships in the systems. We get 2 systems marked C. 2
Oh,
ships.
see, okay, so I have 2 ships in gate 3, and then I have 2 ships
Oh yeah, that's me.
up here.
And 2C. All right. And then going clockwise from the player with initiative, we're going to get our resource. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, A goes in the leftmost.
Oh, sorry. So we're getting resources. A, so I'm getting one of these, what are they called? I don't know. Relics, yep.
And I'm going to get a weapon from here.
And every time you take a resource, you can choose where to put it on your board, and it does matter. So these keys can be spent off of battle dice, basically, to steal things from you. So if you have a resource that's super important for your turn that might be related to scoring, you may want to protect it by putting it in a slot that has more keys, because it'll make it harder for the opponent to steal it. And of course, as you build more cities, it'll unlock more spots to hide resources. But also, it also unlocks ways to get extra points when you fully win an ambition. Not tie, not come in second, only when you win clearly an ambition. So building cities will help you get to that.
And then we'll get resource B.
B, so I get this one, a psionic resource.
And I get material. Oh, we can't see that, sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm getting material from here.
Material, okay. So the other thing to show that areas are out of play, they spared no expense and give you these little round spacey tokens to totally block off planets that are out of play. Not confusing or hard to see on stream at all, I'm sure. But I wish they just kind of included, like, you know, kind of big cardboard pieces to cover them up, but yeah. But it's kind of easy when you just look at the gate. Like, it's basically all the cluster beside the gate that's just kind of out of play. These just help you, like, kind of hide them, I guess. I don't know. You don't see those resources, maybe. Maybe cover the resource symbol on the planet would make more sense. But yeah, there you go. So we got 2 halves of the board-ish, and we're kind of mixed across, which is neat based on this setup. It's not always that way. The other thing, based on these out-of-play planets, we need to put those resources to so a 2-player game is like kind of unbalanced, so they have like kind of a 3rd player included to help balance the scoring and stuff. So based on the planets that are out of play, so this one, and this one, we're going to grab 1 resource of each. This limits the resources in the pool for everyone to pull from. If there's no resources here, you can't gain them. So some of them are going to be out of play permanently, kind of like other players have them. So it makes it harder for you to grab them, just like it would be in a higher count game. So we need a rocket, we need another fuel, and we need another Amazon box. And those are going to go over here on these ambitions, and they stay there the whole game. And they could be different each game based on the setup. So up here on Tycoon, we're going to put these 2 fuel and 2 supplies, or materials. So what that symbolizes is that the third invisible player in the game has these many resources to their name. And if this is an ambition to be first player, you're going to need at least 5 of those resources, any mix of them on cards or on resource tokens on your player board, to beat that third player. They don't get any points. These just stay here to remind you. So even if I had 5 and I was in first and Mel had 1 of these resources, she would not be second. She would also have to beat the 4th. You could tie with this player, so I could have 4 of any mix of these resources, and we would split, each get 3 points. Me and the third player. The third player doesn't really get any points, but you know what I mean. So that is there. And in this game, also, the keeper, to get this score points here, you have to have at least 1 of these, which is normal. But to beat this third player, quote unquote, you would need to have at least 2 to gain points if this were declared as an ambition. And the rocket ship just symbolizes trophies from combat. And we'll put 1 of those here. So I would have to have at least 2 trophies in my trophy box. Could be these, you know, for example. I would have to have at least 2 or so to be higher than that other player who has always 1 trophy. So in our game, this is the way it's going to go. We have seen it slightly different. But yeah, it's just kind of balancing it a bit at 2 players, I guess, to make it not so easy for players to snipe points, because you still have to beat this magical third player, invisible third player. Okay. And technically, we don't need these really on screen. I just want to show those tokens.
Yeah, I'll move mine 1 sec.
Go.
Okay, I'll give you 3 of these because we can look at these on screen before we. These are our 3 court cards.
3 court cards that are available for this game. There's a deck of a bunch of those, and this will change up the feel of the game too every time you play. Anytime 1 is secured, you will draw a new one and replace it. So there's always 3 there to choose from. So this one is called Shipping Interest. They're all unique too, by the way. There's no duplicates. So this has what's called, I think, a new action. So you could use a build pip on one of your action cards to gain fuel, I think, instead of building. Okay. Also in the prelude, you could discard this to gain fuel up to the number of empty slots in the fuel supply, or if the fuel supply is empty, steal the fuel instead. But I don't think you can steal the fuel from that third magical player. Those are just sitting there for scoring purposes. So technically in our game, we only have access to, between 2 of us, 3 fuel tokens that exist. Okay, these 2 are always locked out of the game. There's 5 of each. So even if I were, and I know this from experience, if I were to pop this and try to steal or gain fuel to fill up my board here, the most I can gain is 3. That would be different in a 4-player game, obviously. We have Loyal Engineers. So this would give you a material to your name when you're scoring the Tycoon ambition, for example. Provoking Outrage I didn't touch on, but this is a kind of a side effect of combat. Every time you destroy a city, you piss off the planet where that city is on, and basically the resource they supply. And on your player board, if you destroy that city, let's say I destroyed one of Mel's cities, so let's take this one.
Mm-hmm.
I would gain that city as a trophy, okay? And I would immediately gain Outrage. Let's say that city was here on this city with material. I would put one of my workers, so now I have 1 less worker, I'm down to 9. I would put this on the material on my little resource reference board here to remind me that I can no longer spend material to do the build or repair action on my board here. Okay, so that would be blocked for the rest of the game. So when you fight and destroy a city, sometimes you don't want to do it, sometimes you do want to do it. It has consequences. The other thing that happens when you do that and you provoke Outrage, any resources you have of that type or any cards you have with that symbol are discarded, lost, back to the supply or the discard pile, okay? So if you're building up a whole bunch of stuff, people at the table know if I have a whole bunch of relic resources, let's say, I have a whole bunch of them and I have cards that have the relic symbol on them, like this one in my possession, I might not go and destroy their city that is on a planet that provides relics, okay? Because if I do, as soon as I do that, I no longer can spend these tokens, and then I have to lose all of these immediately, okay? But you might do that to surprise your opponent. You might all of a sudden start spending and discarding cards to do their abilities right before that. That might be a dead giveaway that you're about to go run up on a planet and destroy a city of that type. So a cool, fun little thing if you're paying attention to what other players are doing. I could see as you gain experience with the game, that could be a fun little mini game of like bluffing or not based on what you're going to do. You know, they might feel safe with a planet. They might declare that ambition related to that resource. And then you're like, yeah, I don't even care. Boom, I'm going to destroy them. And then they lose all their stuff and you're like, no. And then, yeah. You could steal something from them or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, that's just a thought of mine. But this card, to understand it, if I was to provoke outrage, let's say, by destroying a city on a planet with this relic symbol, I would keep this card. Okay, so I lose all the other ones, but this one stays. This one is also harder for my opponent to steal from me. And you may spend any resources as relics. You ignore outrage when spending relics for the prelude action. So I would still lose all my other cards with this symbol, and I lose this. But I keep this card, and I can still gain these later. And I normally wouldn't be able to do this action, but this card allows me to. So somebody would have to steal this card from me to prevent me from breaking that rule, let's say. Okay, that's what that card does. Oh, we actually have both. We have one for the keepers. It's the same thing. And then we have one for the engineers. So if somebody wants to protect themselves on material or relics, these are an option, which don't show up every game, right? So those are the 3 cards in the court that are available to us. And the only way to see new ones I know of is by actually gaining them. And at least what they do is just give you like a permanent resource that will always count towards scoring ambitions.
I'm just looking something up because Joe says...
oh, no, this is for 2-player. We're playing with 3 in the court.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. On the thumbnail and the title of this video, it was marked 2 players because 2 players is unique to this game. It does have different rules, including these special tokens here. It also has a mulligan rule that's different from the base game, and also has less cards in the court, and also has different setup cards that will change the way the board is set up and what areas are in play and out of play. I don't know if there's anything else.
No, I don't think
so. And the scoring is different. The scoring is different based on the 2-player count. So this will play a little different and than what you've seen before. So obviously the game was designed to be played in its full breadth at 4-player, and then scaled down and modified rules to kind of balance those lower player counts so you could still play them with less people. But yeah. Okay.
Good, we think?
Yeah.
And you're first.
Do you shuffle that up?
I did. Do you want to cut it or anything? Or
no, just deal me 6 cards and deal yourself 6 cards and we can get going. Okay, so I am first player. In a 2-player game, Mel now has the option to look at what she has, and she can take a full mulligan by, I think, discarding those, shuffling and drawing new.
I don't think I have
or you
to.
Just draw
I think
new.
I just draw new.
Oh, okay, and then shuffle them back in.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think I should.
You definitely shuffle. In the latest errata, it does add in a bunch of the new edition rulebook too. Adds in that like every time you discard cards in setup, you must shuffle the deck after. Because of, I guess it matters for some other abilities in the game or in the expansions or something.
Yeah, so I just discard them and draw 6 new cards. And I must accept a new hand. Okay. Which I may actually do because this is pretty bad.
But I'm holding all the cards you want, so you're not going to get them on a mulligan, just so you know. Kidding. I have no idea what you want. That's the fun. Like, there will be some analysis paralysis. We are new to the game, but even I expect players to play a while. Sometimes turns will go long. Just literally trying to decide what card to play first, because there's so many repercussions, so many things to think about when you play them. It's crazy. Matouj, hello.
So these ones now get shuffled into this? So I did my mulligan. That's my hand, my old hand. This is my new hand I just drew.
Yep.
These are the two that were left over.
Shuffle it all back.
Shuffle this all back in.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we're good to go. So I go first. I'm going to pick something to play as a lead card here. I'm going to try to keep the game moving as best I can. But if I really want to play this super serious, I would be taking my sweet time with the game. But I know when we get into the last-ish chapter, as in most of these kind of games, that's when it slows down to a halt and trying to like really make the best choices. So I'll try to just play quick and loose at first, but we'll see. Here's your city back.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I'm missing one.
You can put that on your board. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I am going to, what do we do? What planets do we have access to? I have a city on a relic, and that's it. You know what? I think. Hate this game. All right, I'll play this here. And I am not going to declare an ambition. Those are all good, yeah. I will just move or influence various things. So what planet are you on? You have a rocket ship and a material. Miroslav, I'm probably not saying that right. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah, Jackpot Man, we're just getting started in the playthrough part. If you are just tuning in and you're like, damn, I don't know how to play, I have included in the video description a link to the official how to play video. It's like, I think 30, 40 minutes. So if you do want to go learn how the game plays, go watch that. So you might be confused, but we'll explain things as we go, but I don't want to really repeat what I've already taught. So if you're confused, I recommend going and watching that and maybe coming back or just watching this later. That would be the best case.
But we've just started. Rob just played his first turn 1 card.
But also others in the chat can help you with questions. If anyone watching now has any questions, there are people in the chat for sure who've played this game who maybe can also answer, who have more experience than we do. So yeah. All right. So let's move. And influence, I guess. Move and influence. This is awkward, you being right beside me on multiple fronts. I feel like this setup is like combat is going to happen no matter what. Unless we make some agreements not to cross borders, I guess. Yeah. Damn, I said I was going to play fast and I'm like looking at this and it's like, oh my God, there's like, it's crazy what I could do. I could move, I can go for cards. Like, what do I even want to do? I don't even know.
You can double check it, make sure I set it up correctly as well, my pieces.
Whatever. Again, we don't have to play. It's fine. No, I think it was we were on multiple sides, right? I don't know where the card is. Mix up 2. Yeah, definitely. It definitely has player 2 on one side and the other, and player 1 on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like definitely trying to start trouble is what this is doing. That's why it's called mix up. But yeah. Oh, Jackpot Man knows how to play. Perfect. Okay. Just generally anybody though. It's like tuning in. Okay.
So I assuming you're not declaring ambition. Did you already say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have Prelude though. Technically it's a Prelude. I don't have any cards to fire off, but I could spend any one of these tokens. I could take an action on the lead card with this, or I could secure a card. But obviously I have no cards that I have workers on, and I have influence, so I can't secure jack crap right now. So that's not happening. I think I go here for 1 move. And I go here for another. And then I will influence, I don't know, this guy. That's my turn. Done. Go.
Okay, I'm going to surpass you.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have 2 actions.
Do you want to prelude anything? So she could spend this rocket ship. She could spend this rocket ship back to the supply to add battle as an option on her card. just so you know.
No, I don't.
And then this one you can spend to do a build or repair pip. But it's before you do your actions on the card. Joe says this game is made for conflict. So much fun. Not always, though. We had one setup where we were both on the opposite sides of the board, and you could totally just sit there building up your empire. Eventually, we did attack later in the game, but technically you don't need to. You could totally just fight over the other stuff. It's very much like Scythe, I feel, where like, obviously the more players, combat's just going to happen because there is stuff tied to it. Just like in a good game of Scythe, there'll be one faction that's based on getting the most points by fighting, right? But if you don't have that faction in play, you might not have as many combats involved, which is cool. And it's just that threat and that tension of who is going to fight first, you know? But yes, all the stuff is there to fight and go crazy all you want. But is that the best play? And who's going to do it? And should you do it? And will you weaken yourself when you do it? The battle mechanics are really clever too, the choosing the dice, which we'll get into when we have our first combat. So stay tuned for that. We haven't taught how battling works yet on purpose.
Okay, I'm going to move. These two ships are going to move into here. And then I'm going to influence for one here. And then since I surpassed Rob, I get this. Now I'm first. I'm going to play construction 6, which allows me to build or repair 2 actions. I am going to build for my first action a city here. And I will build a ship. Ships have to be built in starports. Where do I have? Oh, I only have one so far, eh? So the only starport I have is here where I can build a ship. Oh, is that okay? There's lots of yellow pieces over here, so let's say yes. Okay, go ahead.
I will copy and I will just let's build. Oh, I forgot to secure. Oh, I haven't. I can still do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll do this to secure the one card I have there.
You want to read? We'll read that one.
So the new card going into the court to replace it is the Admin Union. So it has the material token on it. Prelude. You may place this card next to a face-up played administration card. When the round ends, draw that card to your hand and discard this card. So it's a way to like play this next to an administration card. This is not administration, but then to yoink it and be able to play it to kind of get an extra turn in the game, which is cool. And like it sits there and like you choose when to fire that off. Like timing really matters in this game, which is neat. And something like I feel like you learn, the more you play, you'll definitely like pick up on that. It's not something you expect to master right away, which is cool. Okay, so what am I doing? Just one build or one repair? Well, I'm definitely not repairing anything because nothing's been damaged yet. So let's... Let's just build... Let's build a starport right here. I think.
Good?
No.
No?
I'm actually going to build a city. And I'll build that city.
Jackpot Man, 32 months with the channel. Thank you. Rob has to read this out loud.
Go Team Mel. Yes. Wait, what? No, Go Team Mel. No, Go Team Mel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for 32 months of support.
Thank you. Okay, so Rob didn't get to take initiative from me, so I'm still going.
We just keep playing till everyone's kind of out of cards in their hand, if that makes sense, and that'll kind of end the chapter. Or when consecutively we both passed.
Okay, I'm going to play this aggression card, which is a 5. It is a battle, move, or secure. Before I do anything, I am going to declare ambition for keeper.
So the highest point total thing will go here.
Mm-hmm.
So now whoever has the most relics to their name.
Okay, I'm going to use my material to build. And I will build a starport here. I think I need some units to be able to be built on this side of the map. Okay, so that was my prelude. I've done that. Battle, move, or secure. I'm going to secure this card here, this Loyal Keepers card. This is going to come back. And then that's our new one.
So next court card available is Silver Tongues. As a prelude, you may discard this to steal a guild card or resource.
Oh, wow.
Spicy.
All right, I have one.
Spicy.
I have one more action. I can move or battle. I can't secure anything because I don't have anything there. I'm going to move, I think. You're going to move. Get away from that, I think. So let's do a move of 3 into there. Go ahead.
So Jost has an interesting. So Jost obviously hasn't been around that long, I guess. So I've explained this before on any of my videos. I talk about like my top whatever games or how I got into the hobby. Even some of our first games we ever streamed were all like competitive games, whether they're card or board games. But like some of my favorite games are like Game of Thrones board game 2nd edition. I talked about at the start of the stream. Root, Scythe. These are like my favorite. We've streamed all those many times, even all the way back like 10-ish plus years ago on YouTube even. We have probably playthroughs of some of those going back that far. So yeah, it's definitely like this game is right in my wheelhouse. So I don't know why you'd say like didn't expect to see that game on your channel, which I find so strange. So strange to say that. But personally I like it. Not everyone I play with likes it, but they work for our player group that doesn't play on stream. We have some friends and family that like playing these type of games off stream. So yeah, I get to play these games all the time, but or more often than not. So yeah. So yeah. So it's funny you say that as like why. I want to know why you think you wouldn't see this here. But anyways.
We don't play them all the time.
Yeah, like I stream them a couple times, then we move on because like the views, like people don't care to watch the same game played over and over again on our channel usually, unless it's story and campaign related usually. But
yeah,
I've never seen those. Last year's only see co-op and some smaller card games, but I guess I'm wrong. It's interesting. It's cool though. Yeah, we play lots of different stuff here for sure. Lots of different stuff. Okay. All right, so sorry, you're done? It was aggression.
Yep.
I guess I will surpass. I'll do 2. Do I need to do this? Do another one? Oh, I don't know. So I could, obviously I'm not securing anything. I don't have any influence on cards. So I can battle or move. So I can move from here, and because this starport, I can do a catapult. This is a good example of it. So I can move as many of these ships off of a starport and basically to go from one planet to one other planet. And I can travel through as many gates as needed, and I can drop off as many as I want along the way. But I must stop if I enter a system that's controlled by another player. So if these 2 ships were here, to control a space, you must have more fresh ships there. So right here, this is neutral. Nobody controls this. So I technically could go through here and then like drop a ship off here if I want and like end here, for example. Okay. Or I could, you know, take 2 of these ships, drop 1 off here, keep going, and like go here, you know, like, so that's catapulting, which can only be done off of starports. Normally, a move can only be to an adjacent system, but starports allow you to build ships there and shoot them all the way across space, basically catapulting them. But I guess I'll just move here and I'll battle here. Now let's show the battle mechanic. I didn't want to fight you, but this option came up and that's the card I had. And I really want to take initiative, so I played a battle card.
Okay.
I can't secure
Blame
anything.
it on me. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to secure cards, but I would rather have played my influence cards first, but you led with this, so it forced me to do this.
I was just hoping you didn't have.
I could have pivoted, but that would not allow me to grab initiative. I had to have a matching suit, which is annoying.
I was hoping you just didn't have.
So yeah, Mel definitely dictated this, and it's not what I want to do, but my hand's been forced, okay?
Yeah.
Just for the record. That's what I'm going to tell myself, and we'll go with that. So, for as many ships as I have here, whether they are fresh or damaged, each ship is going to get to fire. I can take any amount of dice up to the amount of ships I have in the combat. To declare a combat, I must have an opponent in the space I'm declaring a combat in. John, thank you so much for subscribing.
Welcome.
Welcome to the channel. All right. So to do the combat, I would have to declare an opponent in here. Obviously, in a 2-player game, my only other opponent will ever only be Mel. But if we had multiple factions in here in like a 3 or 4-player game, I'd have to choose who I'm attacking, and they're the defender. So the attacker does basically everything, but the attacker still can be damaged back, which is very clever, very quick, moves smooth. So with these 3 ships here, whether they're damaged or fresh, they're fresh in this case, I can take up to 3 dice. I can take 1 die if I want. It's up to whatever you want to do, because again, with that outrage mechanic, you might not want to do so much damage. So let me explain the different dice. They all have names. I probably won't. Skirmish is this one.
Is that one.
Oh, they're all in the reference sheet. Duh. We have assault dice, skirmish dice, and raid dice. There are the faces on the dice. What do those faces do? They're all right here. So you can just read. I won't even say anything. No, I'm just kidding. But here's the flow of battle. I'll explain it as best I can and all the symbols. So there's an order to everything. Very elegant. I could take 3 dice. I could take all skirmish dice. The cool part about skirmish dice, they're kind of like you're lining up your shots with your ships and you're like being very careful. Not like they're kind of like sneaky little attacks that may miss more likely. They could do some damage, not very much. They only have single damage pips. They do have a high probability of missing, so a 50-50 chance basically, I think here. But they will never damage your ships back. So if you just want a pure offense, not lose any resources, it's risky. You might completely whiff. But maybe you don't want to do so much damage because maybe I don't want to destroy that city. I just want to destroy that ship. Okay, there is some of that comes into play where like you push your luck, or maybe I really want to destroy that ship, so I might not roll skirmish dice, and I can roll up to 3 dice. So I could take these dice, the assault dice, for example, right? Assault dice and raid. So what assault dice do, they also have hits. These are the hit symbol, same as on a skirmish die. Okay. They work the same, but there's also these little flame symbols. And they're the symbol that gets resolved first. And what that symbol does, for each flame that shows up on a die, you're actually going to burn yourself for 1 point of damage, and you choose how to apply it. You could just damage a ship, but if you already have damaged ships, you could choose to destroy ships. Any ships that are destroyed, no matter if they're from the attacker or defender, will go to the opponent's trophy box on their mat and help them towards the warlord ambition for scoring. Okay? So that's why you might want to be careful in combat, and you don't want to give your opponent trophies. But when you're rolling these kind of dice, you have more likely you're going to actually destroy their stuff. So it's like a very risky play. The other thing that's on here is these circles. These circles are kind of like a retaliate. So when you get this is the second symbol to be resolved, is that crosshair kind of circle. That will allow every opponent's fresh and ready ship to fire back 1 point of damage each. So if I was attacking Mel's fleet of 3 ships here and I roll this symbol, though each one of those ships will be able to fire back for 1 point of damage a single time. No matter how many of these I rolled, that will mean I'm getting damage back. So the clever play, which I figured, is like you might want to use pips to attack with the safer dice first to damage some ships to knock them down. Then maybe use another pip for another battle in the same system to attack with the heavier dice. That way they might not have as many ready ships to fire back if you do roll this result. But you still have a chance of burning your own ships, okay? So this is just more damage, but could result in you taking damage because some of them have 2 damage pips on them, okay? And I don't think there's any misses on here.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, there is one. Okay, there is one. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, this does have the potential, these red assault dice have the potential to do way more damage output. But they could hurt yourself. The other thing that's kind of cool with these damage symbols, they always have to damage ships first. If there's no ships left, they then can hit cities and starports after that. And you choose where it kind of goes, okay? Now, if you want to really get risky, there's something called the raid dice, okay? Oh, look at this. If you roll this, you know you're going to get shot back for every ready ship. If there are none, who cares, right? But it also has symbols that burn you, okay? I think these have no misses. Yeah, no misses. But...
Well, I guess a 1 circle would be a miss. That
oh, yeah, that would be a miss. You're right. And you might get shot back.
Yeah.
But this symbol here, so it does have flames on here, so these are really risky. You burn yourself, but then it also has this damage symbol with a triangle in it. These specifically only hit buildings, aka the triangle-shaped pieces. Very clever, right? So no matter what damage you do to a ship with these pips, any of these pips will hit buildings if there are any there. And you probably only would want to roll these pretty much when there are buildings, but...
I think you only can. I don't think you can choose
yeah, you might be right. You might be right. There's also the key symbols, okay? There's keys all over here. And where have we seen key symbols before? We've seen them on the cards. So for every key symbol, you can steal something. You spend them to steal things. So if Mel were attacking me and she rolled up to 3 key symbols, she could spend all 3 to steal this card from me, okay? But it's risky to do that because she could hurt herself and whatever. There's many reasons why you might not want to. Also on the player board, remember I showed you these keys. So this is where you might want to have things protected, but you can only move these things around when you gain new ones, basically. But some of these are more protected resource slots than others. So that is how you kind of, it's called raiding, right? Where you'll use a raid dice to raid an opponent's like location building, basically, right?
Yep. Oh, good. They're talking amongst themselves about the laying ships down.
Yeah, I can't lay ships down because it is a gameplay mechanic. If a ship's laid down, that counts as 1 damage. I'm going to play it as written in the rulebook. I'm not going to make it more viewable on stream. That would just not make sense. That'd be very confusing. And since I do want to play this game many more times in the future, off camera even, and on camera probably, I'm going to play it the way it's meant to be played and to not confuse myself. So yes, if a ship's lying down, it has 1 damage on it, okay? But you can tell they're ships even from above because there's no other long wooden token ever placed on this board. So the only thing you would ever confuse it with, I would think, are a triangle building on the board, which I hope those look different, okay? And that's it. Nothing else gets placed on this board other than long-ass wooden ships and triangle buildings. So like...
These only get placed on cards. So.
Maybe in expansions there's more and it would get confusing, but in this base game, super straightforward in the retail box that we have. There's nothing else confusing that would be on the board that you wouldn't be able to tell as a ship or not, I think, right? But yes, I can see in other games how like sometimes too many wooden tokens, it's hard to see, so we lay them down, but yeah, not needed here. Not needed. Not necessary.
So you're going to do a battle here. You're picking your dice?
Yeah, so I'm going to pick some dice. We're going to roll some dice. I guess we could do something like these. We can block off that space area. And yeah. Actually, we kind of, we can do it like this. Okay, so I am going to roll. So what I'm doing here, I want to at least destroy that ship. Get a trophy out of it, I guess. I could destroy this possibly. And that would lead to me kind of screwing myself over in the weapon category. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Because maybe I just keep controlling this, and then I could tax that planet over and over again and steal your little buddies, your meeples. So yeah, many things to think about. So it's like, I don't really want to start hurting my own ship, so I don't think I want to go that crazy and try to steal some tokens from her or this card. I don't feel like I'm going to do that, but yeah, so I mean, I might just whiff here, but I think it's okay. I'm just going to do a simple little attack. I'm just going to keep it safe. Might not get anything really done here, but we're going to do it. And we only damage a ship. Nothing crazy. Barely a scratch. So yeah, and I think I'm done.
All right. So you have initiative, so you'll play first.
Yep.
Oops.
Like I didn't want to do that, but it's there. I just might
I
as
know.
well.
I was just hoping that
But now I
maybe you didn't
control.
have,
Now I control an extra area, so that's kind of maybe good. I don't know.
based on the cards I had to do it then.
Yeah. All right. So let's go with how many cards do you have left?
3.
Oh, okay. It's risky. I'll play a 6. I want to do that one. Sure. No. Man. Do I? I don't know. 3 points? I don't care about 3 points. Okay. All right. I'm going to influence.
Influence or move you can do.
I will just influence this with 2 meeples.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
I will pivot. So I can choose one action from here, which is build or repair, and I will just, do I want to build? I want to repair that guy, but I don't know what you're going to do again, and I don't want to make it so that
So now
like
she has
free...
this, she's scared now because this ship's not ready. So I could now roll like, you know, and get like this symbol and her ship can't shoot me back, for example. So I can go a little crazier.
I'm going to repair.
And now she caused me a little trouble.
Okay, back to you.
Boom. Okay, I will. Yeah. I could tax. It's administration. I could tax, repair, or influence. Let's. I guess I'll influence. No, I will tax. So I'll tax here. So that will get me this rocket ship. I'm going to slide this one over, put this here, and then I get to capture one of hers because I'm taxing this city I control. So now I have one of her captives. I will also tax. What do I have here? Let's tax this city here. And I'll actually just shift that around. And one more pip. Maxime, thank you so much for subscribing.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Let's. I will tax this one. Okay, done.
No copy.
Copy.
I will tax this one, taking a relic and putting them like these, I think. Okay. And then back to you. Is this your last card?
Yep. So I'm obviously playing this one. And I should have influenced last turn, I realized, but it's okay. I can secure in my prelude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to spend this to secure that. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I should.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to actually.
Oh, you're gonna do this?
Yeah, I will. I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's the best thing ever, but I'm just
Oh,
gonna do
it's
it.
the other one, the warlords.
Oh, Warlord.
The
sorry.
trophies,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Warlord. Okay. Then also I
So you
secured this.
secured that. That was in your prelude. This is the next one that's coming up.
Okay, what's this? Elder Broker. Trade. You can do a tax action. Choose a rival city you control. Swap one resource with that rival. Take a resource of that city type from them and give them a resource they don't have. And in Prelude, you may discard this to gain a material, fuel, and a weapon. Cool beans. All right. So those guys are gone. So I secured. I could play this. And this I'm going to play, which will allow me to use any of these pips as battle, which I think makes sense for Warlord.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes. 3 pips, yeah.
yeah. So let's go and I'll battle here. I think I'm done with this stuff. I could do this to get another action off that card, but I have 3 pips. So I'm actually, I guess I can wait and maybe influence or tax after to see what happens.
But once you spend a pip, you won't be able to spend
These I know, these I
Okay.
know. Yeah, yeah. But I just mean like the order of
Oh, yeah, your
taxing,
order, yeah.
repairing, battling, or influencing. Like,
yeah.
yeah. So it's like, do I want to spend one of these right now? I don't think so. All right. I'll just battle here again.
What die? Oh, 2. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
man, so
yes.
bad. So
Yes.
bad. So I take this one
Okay.
down. And then I will, I guess I'm going to battle again. Let's go. Let's get a little nutty with it. So risky. Let's do this. It's probably super dumb, but we're just gonna go nuts. All right. So I burned myself 1 chip, 1 damage. I literally got no regular damage. I don't know why this die keeps rolling the 1 miss side. Yeah, that's fun. Love that in games. The 2 damage on buildings I will do to destroy this. Take it as a trophy. When that happens, I will take Outrage. I'll discard any weapon stuff I have, which is none. And now I can't do that. Also, I can spend keys. I have 1 key, does nothing.
No.
So yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic. Not the best way to play, just doing silly stuff. But yeah, it's just fun to goof around, I think. But obviously it'd be better to combat when Mel has workers on here, because I could have stolen a card that way. I shouldn't be fighting right now.
I almost put one last time.
Yeah, I should not be fighting right now, but I'm just doing it to have fun, be silly. I think it's fun, but yeah, it's probably not the best play, but that's fine.
I mean, it got you 2 points because now you're tied for Warlord.
Yeah, but I need to now waste another action to try to win Warlord for 1 extra point. Is that what I want to do?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But you can still go after me, and you could still fight because you also have this token, which I was trying to steal. So then you can't use it on your card to do a battle back. Oh yeah, yeah.
Like there's yeah.
But you can still battle here.
Yeah, I'd have to just repair first. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Worth 1 point to battle that? I don't think so. Influence. Yeah, let's just oh, I do have this way to steal a resource. Or guild card. That was Prelude though. I screwed up. Okay. Let's go here. Influence. All right. Here we go.
I'm going to surpass. Tax, repair, or influence. I got 3 points here. Let's see. We're going to definitely tax here. Gaining a relic. Actually, do I need to do that? I already have 2. I don't know that I need to do that. Because I'm already winning it. This is the last action. Yeah, so never mind. Okay. So let's do repair for 1. I'm not using my battle. Repair for 1. What's tax? Where can I tax? So I didn't build there yet. Let's do. I don't want a weapon. I don't have great resources. Okay, we're gonna tax here. Nope, I can't tax. There's the starport. I can only tax here. Oh, you got rid of my other one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna influence definitely for 2 then. So we repaired and we're gonna influence for 2. That's done. So these are discarded. All right. And we move to points.
Okay, so we'll look down here. Warlord. I have 1, you have 0, this guy has 1, I tie, I get 2 points, please. Then we go down to Keeper. Oh yeah, and we clear these back, so you get this back on your board, leftmost spot. Okay, as indicated here, trophies return to in cleanup. And then Keeper, I have 0 of that symbol.
2.
You have 2, the third player has 1, so you'll take 5 points. Then the lowest point ambition token at the end of the chapter will flip over, like we showed before, and then you put them all back. So now one of them is a 4-2. So points will get juicier. And then we move the chapter. We shuffle up the discard pile, get 6 new cards.
So now I'm first player, so you'll have a chance to mulligan if you want.
Oh yeah, true. And is there anything we haven't taught yet? I think we've shown everything in the game. Battling, seizing, or capturing. Yeah.
No, we did everything.
We did stuff in the prelude. We've shown some cards.
Yeah, you outraged.
Now we can just play, right? We don't have to like explain every single thing, but we'll still do it where it makes sense. Yeah, I think we covered. We've seen surpassing, pivoting, copying. We've seen initiative take with the lead card stuff, ambitions. We've seen all the actions. Yep, definitely seen all the actions. Definitely seen combat now. And we've seen the end of a turn. Advancing chapter, cleanup, flip ambition, draw new cards. Yep. That's like you now seen all that's required in the game. You now know how to play, you can leave now. Yeah. But we'll keep going.
So you have a chance to mulligan if you'd like.
Whoa. Whoa. That's crazy. Damn it. Yeah, I will actually. What is it? Just 6 new cards?
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfect.
And those get shuffled in. You can do that.
Perfect. Okay. Oh wow, what a completely different hand. That's crazy. I would have loved a mix of both actually. And you read it for sure, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Well, that's only one.
Okay, go nuts. You're first.
Actually, that can do that.
So another thing we've been doing that I probably didn't explain was the initiative token. When it's laid down, that means someone has secured it, and they're going to have it for the future. So nobody else can take it that turn. But I keep passing it laid down. I shouldn't be doing that. We should just be passing it steadied or readied up unless somebody plays a card face down to secure it. That's just a way for everyone at the table knows that it's not going to change hands unless that player wants to pass the initiative. But yeah, you got it.
All right. No. All right, we're going to start with the construction 6. Build or repair 2 actions. In the prelude, I will spend my relic to secure this card. Taking Rob captive. Okay.
You can put them below like this.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Our new card.
Galactic Bards. When you surpass or pivot before taking any actions, you may declare an ambition on your played card. If an ambition has not been declared yet this round, do not place the 0 marker.
Pretty good.
There you go.
All right. Then let's do build or repair. We're going to, all my ships are healthy. Yes, we will build. We will build a city here. And we will build a ship there or there. Let's put it here. Okay, done.
Oh, this is copy. And I will build a city. Let's build a city down here.
Okay. Okay, we're going to do that again. Construction when this is with a 4. We will build a city here. We will build, I have 3 points, so we'll build 2 ships. 1 here and 1 here.
Mm. Mm. Building. Oh, yeah, I gotta look at the bottoms too.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to.
Let's copy. And let's build a starport here.
Okay, so based on Rob doing that, I feel like trying to delay. I think I can do this. And I'm pretty confident he doesn't have any construction cards because I feel like maybe he would have already surpassed me. I don't know, but we'll see.
So just interrupt you. C-Mitch says, tell us what you're thinking, Rob. Perfect moment. I experienced this in my first game learning, this feeling I'm having right now. Mel experienced this in our second game learning. This game can feel like garbage. You can have a crappy ass chapter that really feels bad. Like I want to not play this game anymore. I know that there's chapters that feel amazing and fun and this game can be awesome, but there are moments in this game where literally based on the 6 cards you draw, in a 2-player game probably especially.
Yeah.
That's yeah, I'll talk about 2-player and at the end of the game, but there are moments like this, right this moment. See, Mitch, where I'm sitting here looking at my hand that I mulliganed out of, and I still didn't like that hand, and I don't like my new hand. And based on her having all the cards I was looking for and wanting to do what she has, she just has the right numbers and amount of actions that I'm not able to steal initiative unless I burn a card, which I probably should have. I probably should have burned one to lose a turn, but it doesn't feel good to do that sometimes, right? But it does comes with experience of the game, and I'm sure this will be ironed out as you play the game more and more, and you start to understand. But there are just sometimes, as Mel said the exact same thing yesterday when we played. I'm like, Mel, I felt the same thing in our first game. I'm feeling it right now. You just have this one chapter where you're doing certain things and building up to it. And I explained this already earlier in the stream. And you draw 6 cards for the next chapter, and they just don't help you. They're bad. They don't work the way you want. And you're just sitting there watching your opponent do whatever they want. They're controlling the chapter. They're deciding when they want to do ambition or not. They're like getting to do sick builds that you can't even surpass or steal or whatever just because you didn't have the card. So it just feels like you're watching one player go crazy and the other player just like, hopefully I can survive this chapter and like make it to the next one. But and I know this is the expected thing if you pass. Oh, actually, I can show you in the rule book. This is a flaw of the game, I'm sure, and I know it's a true flaw because they probably saw it in play testing. So this is where probably another reason why some people the game they just don't like it, because of, and this might be a two-player thing. I think it's really a two-player thing mainly. Here in the rule book, when I read, Mel read this first, and she told me, and then when I read it, I was like, oh geez. So on the left-hand side there, you see elimination and concession. Rarely, a player will have no starports or ships on the map. If this happens, they place 3 fresh ships in any gate. So players can team up on one player and like eliminate them, quote unquote. We've seen that in these style of games. That's happened before, even on streams we've done, where a player gets like totally wiped out of the game halfway through. It sucks, right? But this is a way to keep them in. The next part though, sometimes, usually in games with 2 players, it may become clear that a player has won. Feel free to concede. So that tells me the 2-player gameplay is not the best way to play this game, and it's not clearly balanced that well, and some random card draws can literally mess it up. Obviously, inexperienced players will let that happen more than experienced players would, I'm sure. I'm sure even an experienced player knows how to like properly use what they have to stop the other player from running away with it, but I could be wrong. But that right there, when I read that, was like, oh crap, we're going to learn and play this 2-player first, and it's not even the way the game is like balanced and meant to be played. But we know this from Root also. Root feels better at more players, same designer, you know, just doesn't know how to like do games balanced out of different player counts. But we play lots of games we love that have that issue where different player counts feel different and feel like better games or worse games. So just keep that in mind. But that's how I'm feeling, C-Mitch. If you're looking at me and you're like, why does Rob look pissed? That's why, and you want to hear what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, and I was going to save it for the end to talk about it, but it's good to point it out right now when it's happening, is I'm just looking at my hand, and if you know what you're doing, you're probably like, Rob, you could have done this and that. And like, but again, it's only my 3rd game. I don't know. But it's definitely, I can see how someone can buy this game, have that experience, or you're teaching a friend or a family member. You play this first couple games with them, and they're like, I'm good to not play that again. I don't really want to join you for the next session, because that can happen. So, and the other player can take a long time making their turn when you literally got nothing going on the whole chapter, and you're like, I just want to get through this chapter because I'm not getting to do anything fun and powerful right now. I'm just surviving. And then sometimes it doesn't feel good if that gets stretched out. Thankfully, the game is not that long in general, so it's like still fine. And there will be ebbs and flows, but it's probably a 2-player game mainly problem. But yeah, anyways, we'll carry on. Let me know if you've had that kind of experience or if I'm just crazy. If you played the game before, drop in the comments below.
So I have 4 actions here. I'm going to build a starport here as well as a city here.
Cool.
And I only have 1 ship left. I am going to build it. Starport. Let's build it on this side. Okay, and then my last action, I don't have anything to build or repair. So I'm losing 1 of my pips, but that's okay, I guess. All right, go ahead.
So Jost is saying that means this game is not meant for 2 players. Jost, what's your feeling on that? Does it piss you off when a company puts a player count on the box for a mode that's not intended to be as fun or playable just to sell more copies? Or are you okay with that? You like that because then more people can get the game and play it even at lower player counts to maybe practice for joining their friends in larger player counts? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because just to say a game's not meant to be played, I get pissed when I have to tell people that, ooh, this says 1 to something players on the box, but the solo mode is ass, and 6 players takes way too long and it's too confusing and sucks. And 3-player, they added this extra rule thing in that makes the game better or worse. Like, I hate having to do that. And I know it sells more copies to put more player count on the side of the box. But yeah, just throwing out that statement of like, it's obviously not meant for 2 players. It's like, you know, are you saying that as like, that's good, that's okay, or we're learning from that, or I don't know. I get mad when I see that. That bothers me. It's like fake crowdfunding goals on Kickstarter. It's like, still, people do that? Why? Like, why do they do that? It's because of money. That's why. But yeah. All right. We'll talk about it later. Okay.
Your turn whenever you're ready.
My turn.
Yeah, take your time.
Okay. So you did construction. Oh, man. I'm going to surpass you.
Oh, I see. I was hoping he didn't have that.
Whoa. Gotcha. All right.
That's okay, though.
Build or repair 3. I will grab initiative, right? Prelude stuff. Got nothing going on over here, eh?
No.
No one's scoring points this round?
Well, I was waiting.
What are you trying to do? What do you guys think Mel's trying to do for ambition? What would she be holding? Because then if I know what ambition you're going for, again, I don't know the game well enough, I could maybe predict what number you have in hand still. But then I don't know what suit. But if I was good at remembering what was being put in there, I would know, but I'm not. So, well, YOLO.
You have more information than I do, definitely.
Yeah.
Because your copy cards are face down. I don't see them.
Oh, yeah. That's
and
cool too.
Mulligan, so you saw 12 cards that I didn't see. So you have way more information than I do.
But I didn't store any of that information. That's the problem. That's where I'm at right now. None of that information was recorded mentally. Like, damn, I should have known. Although I did know I got a lot of one suit.
Oh, okay.
And I dumped it back.
Okay.
So then I know you don't have a lot of that suit.
I had a lot of this suit because I played 3 cards as my first
Yeah,
card
I guess
already.
I would have known that. But that's when it felt bad when I tried to grab like that suit, for example, and I mulligan and get like 0 of it, and it's like, or a low number maybe of 1 card. And it's like, really? That means you probably have it all? In a 2-player game, again, that's the problem, right?
Well, there's 2 cards that nobody has any idea what
But in a 4-player game, I don't know who at the table has the cards that I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah.
And there is no mulligan in a 4-player game.
No.
So it's like, yeah, we'll get there. We're going to work our way up to a 4-player playthrough off the channel. I don't know if we'll ever do one on the channel, but I definitely want to. I think Kyle would like this if we taught him the game and played a few times off stream and did a 3-player playthrough in the future with some leaders and lore would be fun. So we're working our way up to that. Might take a few weeks, but that's my long-term plan with the game. But yeah. All right. So yeah. So building or repairing times 3.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want, I could copy actions off the lead card. Do I need to build and repair that much?
To be honest, I did it only because I thought that you were going to fight me more. So I need to be prepared.
Build. Build. I could repair this one ship, might be smart. Yeah, let's repair. I have another starport. Oh, right here. Yeah, let's just repair that one, I guess. Or do I build over there again? The problem is you're right next door to me here, so like I'm just everything I build near you is like juicy food. But you'll piss off the fuel people. You don't want to piss off the fuel people. Or I can put a starport there. That way I can build more ships later. I think. Yeah. Building. Sure. I'll build another city. Double city. Go get it. All right.
Done?
Sure.
All right, you're first.
Oh, yep. All right. So I'm going to do some tax, repair, or influence. Let's... What do I want? Let's influence here. Let's tax. here. And I'll put that here and that here. Okay, go ahead.
This is a pivotal moment here.
Pivotal, I get it. Pivot. It's an action. Pivotal moment.
No, if I have to do something now or else I can't do it next turn.
So related to the player count thing, Joe says, I feel like it is indeed a bit of a clickbaity way of putting your game in the market, but I also feel like they aren't lying. Some people might still really like it at 2. So I feel like they're okay. Oh, good points. Yeah. Doing your own research before buying a game is important, partially because of this. Agreed. Well said. Yeah. See, Mitch, I'm the same way. See, Mitch says it upsets me when I find out the solo mode is two-handed. 100% agree.
That's not...
It's really just you're playing 2-player, but by yourself. Go ahead. Like, wait, what? There is no solo mode. It's just 2-player, but I have to play both players. Lazy. Yeah, that's bad. Bad design for sure. It pisses me off too. Yep.
All right, I'm going to copy you, but I'm also going to seize the initiative. Okay. And I'm going to copy you by taking a tax, repair, or influence. I'll take a tax. Okay. And now I have initiative.
Great.
But you have one more action than me. So hopefully I am not in trouble. I'm going to declare the keeper ambition.
Keeper. Okay.
Okay. Battle, move, or secure. Oh, I should have influenced last time, but that's okay. That's okay. We only have 2 pips.
Fake solo mode. Yeah. Gloomhaven. Yeah, agreed. Gloomhaven, Mansion of the Madness 2nd edition does that. I'm pretty sure. There's others. Or I hate it when I'm playing the true solo mode on stream and people are like, Rob, you really should play this two-handed. The game is much better that way. And I'm like, but this on the box and there's a mode in the rule book. I'm playing what's intended. Like, how would I know? Like, random people just buy stuff from the local game store and don't sit there browsing the internet, to learn this stuff. Like, they're getting screwed, man. That's not fair. So yeah, that's what bugs me.
I'm going to move. Catapulting here. I will then battle with 3 dice. I'm definitely tempted to be risky here to try to get something from you.
Go crazy. You're going to get better results than I got on my dice, I promise.
I'm tempted
It's like
to do
statistically
this.
impossible for you to roll the multiple blanks on this die.
And that. I'm tempted to do this. This may be so bad. I may have this might have been the worst turn, but I'm YOLOing it. Okay. It's not the worst. Yeah, it is kind of bad.
So 2 damage to your ship.
To me, I'll just do that in that.
So she's going to spread the damage instead of damaging one ship twice, which would add it to my trophies.
Okay, 1 damage to your ship.
Okay. And then 2 damage to my building.
I get this.
Yep, as a trophy. You now
Outrage.
You lose everything of that symbol.
Which I don't
you have.
have.
Nothing. Now put one of your meeples covering that. So now you can't do that prelude action.
Okay.
And then you get to steal that card where I have dudes on it. So you melded the combat way better than I did.
And these become
trophies.
Trophies. Okay. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Then we will replace.
It's the Loyal Marines. If you provoke, it's just, man, we're seeing all these stupid loyal cards that the provoking, preventing you from provoking. Which that would have been nice if I had that earlier before this happened. But I guess I could still get it and it would not matter. But
okay. And I resolved everything on there. Yes. Okay. That is me done.
Okay. So guess I'll could pivot too, right? Pivoting. I never really
Either
do
way,
that.
you're going to get initiative too. So.
Oh no.
Because I don't have any cards. So next.
Oh,
turn,
that's
yeah.
right. That's
so
right.
think about what you
Oh,
want your
yeah,
next
yeah,
turn to be.
So pivoting. I could do one. Yeah, let's pivot. And then I'll. The only one is this? The hell, man. Pivoting, I will just tax this guy. Right? Tax is the thing on there?
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Done?
Yep.
Alrighty. And then your last action.
I want to prelude. Oh, no, I want to declare this and do this. Definitely. I almost forgot. Oh my god, I was holding. I almost played that card multiple times. I'm like trying to save it just for that stupid symbol on the bottom. Okay, so I'm declaring this empath ambition. Prelude time. I think it's time to use my silver tongue. You guys all know I have a silver tongue. I'm a warrior with my words. You may discard this to steal a guild card or resource. Let's see what we got over here. Let me take a little browsy poo.
This is just
That's crazy. I can steal a 3-key one too.
I know that seems so unfair.
Okay, let me just browse the market here. Let me get all up in your business. Provoke, keep this, spend. Oh, I forgot I have that. I can spend anything as material to build or repair. Totally brain farted that is on this card. And then this one could allow me to do that with relics. Could give me a relic, then I'd be at 1, 2, 3. And you're at 3. If I jacked one, I'd be at 3. Okay. I definitely have to steal one of these, I think. I think they're better than stealing your token. When you surpass pivot before taking an actions, you may declare the ambition on your played card if ambition has not been declared. That's juicy, but this is easy to steal.
Yeah.
This one I could discard in a prelude to gain 1 material, 1 fuel, and 1 weapon. I think I'll just jack this one. Okay. So I took Galactic Bard, so now I have this card to replace that other card I just threw away. And then I can take 2 tax, repair, influence. I definitely should. I could also add more to that. You have none of this right now. I don't have to beat a 3rd player. So literally as long as I have 1 of these, I'm good. So, and then here I would need to battle. So I could, I think. What could I tax? I can tax that, tax this, but I can't use them because I pissed them off. Oh, tax fuel. I could tax fuel, which allows me, I could spend it to move later. In Union Administration card, Oil Marine shipping interest. Yeah, I think we're gonna take. Damn. Yeah, I'll spend 1 of these, and I'll use it to do an action off here, and I'll influence here. Then I will tax here off of this. Okay, whatever. And then tax or repair. No, I'll tax a fuel over here. That's all. Okay. Done.
Done?
Yep. No cards. I'm first player. We go to scoring. So we go down to here. Keeper is a 5-pointer. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 3. They have 1. So I gain 5. But because I won, I'm pretty sure. Whoops. I'm pretty sure this says +2 points and +3 points to 1 ambitions. So because I won this without tying, I clearly won the whole thing. I will get 5 extra points added. So Mel put me at 10.
You're at 12.
12. And then the next
And then I
one.
could get 3.
Oh yeah,
1,
you get
2,
3 for
3.
being second. Yep.
Yep.
And then here, I'm in the lead. I have 1, and there's no one else to compare to.
Nope. So you have
Oh yeah, and you also, I probably didn't explain before. You have to have at least 1 resource in the ambition to even be in the running. So you can't be like, I have 1 of something, Mel has 0. She doesn't get the second place points no matter what. She has to have at least something in there, right?
Yep.
So you gave
So
4.
I gave you 4, and then you get 5
plus
more.
5 more because I won this one.
Okay.
And then you got 0, right?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then we move the chapter to 3.
Yep.
And then I return these back up here, but I flip the lowest one, which is the 3, which now becomes a 6. We have a 6-3, a 5-3, and a 4-2. So see the points as it gets later in the game, the points like get juicier to help speed up the game and make it more impactful. So what we learned in the first couple games we played is like sometimes in the first chapter you maybe don't even need to declare ambitions or make sure even if you get them stolen, they're not worth that many points. It's like later the points really kick off. So, and then when you build these things, it helps. I was happy now, but again, there's ebbs and flows to this.
No, but I think at that point, I don't think I can catch up even in points.
But you have more ships on the board. You could just start smashing and knocking down what I have, and you could like come in and smash on the warlord. You literally just need to build 1 more building. You could start grabbing heavy points, and I could like maybe not grab many. That's where it's like, it's risky to push hard sometimes. You could leave yourself a little open in other areas. Because you can't do everything in this game. It's impossible. So you just try to focus on what you can. Obviously, in a 3 and 4 player game, right now, the other 3 players at the table would be like, hey, everyone, let's get Rob. And that's what happens in these games. That's why I like them at higher player count. Because you have to be very careful when you time the points you're going to get to go in the lead or not. Because everyone else at the table can gang up on you. So some people don't like games for that reason also. Hmm.
I don't want to mulligan. Are we muted? Sorry. I don't want to mulligan this, but I have to.
Throat tickles.
Have to. That's crazy. Or like I like.
Yes, you should mulligan.
No, I have to because
I'm just kidding. I
I
have no idea.
can't even
I know.
get any ambition that would be any kind of relevant.
Oh, you're looking at the bottom corner of the cards and you're like, you can't. Maybe I am going to lock in one that you can use those cards to steal from me. That is a possibility, right?
No. No.
Oh.
I can explain later. But no. I'm going to mulligan, but let me just take a look at what I got here.
Now I have no choice. I can't mulligan, so it's interesting.
All right. Maybe worse. I'm not sure. Okay. Go ahead. See if I can make anything happen.
Okay. What do I want to do? Hmm. Hmm. I am going to oops. That is 4. I'm going to move or influence. Prelude, though, I'm going to spend a relic to secure this card. I'll put it with this one.
That's a new one.
Loyal pilots. Man, we got all the loyal ones this game. This is weird. Only one of each one. So this one, if you get outraged with the gas company, you can still spend tokens to do that. All right. And then I can move or influence. Guess we're gonna move from here. Yeah. I'll move in there. Like so. And then I will influence. Actually, no. I'll do it here. I'll go there. Okay, go ahead.
Copy.
Copy.
I'll move here.
Ooh.
Alrighty, go ahead.
I will. I'll secure that card.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, that looks like a new one.
Whoa, not seen this one before, I don't think. Farseers. When you declare an ambition, look at the rival's hand. Oh, you may swap one card with them.
Wow.
Prelude. You may discard this card at any number of cards from your hand. Draw the same number of cards, including Farseers, from the bottom of the action discard pile. Draw the same number of cards, including Farseers? Oh, including this discarded card. I see.
Yeah.
So you're discarding this. You're getting like an extra card, basically.
Yeah.
There's the mulligan. This is the answer to get out of the problem. The only problem is you don't see all these cards in a 2-player game. The deck is huge, right? So
Interesting.
we've not seen that one in play before. That could be one that helps with that problem of no mulligan or whatever. Or to dig for something random. That'd be fun. Okay. I'm gonna tax. Let's tax. Actually, let's tax this and this one. So I will take 2 of your dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tax. Let's tax. Or no, I'll tax the fuel from here. Okay.
I will copy. I think I will tax here. Oh, no, I can't tax that one.
Oh, gotta be a city.
I don't have.
Loyal city. You can tax these, I think,
Yeah,
because they're loyal still, even though I control the system with one more fresh ship.
Let's tax.
But there's no resource of that. So taxing them does nothing for you. You still can do it, though, according to the errata. And you can tax mine you control, even if there's no resources left, because it still could get you a captive.
Well, let's just tax here. Oh, you took that one, sorry. Then I will tax here. Take this one. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go. I will. Yeah, I'll declare this one keeper, and I'll get a build and a repair. Oh, I couldn't spend. Let's spend this one to move here. Let's spend this one to move here. And then none of that. Then I will build, repair. Let's repair this ship. And let's build maybe. I don't think I build. Oh, I could build over here a damaged one. Is that really worth it though? I feel like I'll just build a ship right here out of the starport, which I should have built before moving, if you don't mind. I think I moved from here, right?
Oh, you moved though.
No, I moved from here to here to here. Yeah, it wasn't from here. I don't think.
But you moved in the prelude. Did you not?
Yes, never mind. Never mind. Yep, that's correct.
No worries.
That was prelude, not regular movement. Never mind.
This game is definitely trolling me. Like, the only card I can play would be the card I would want.
Yeah, you need it for later, right? Yeah.
So, like, I am in trouble. So, I think, what do I do?
You can concede. I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's like, yeah, I won't be mad if you do.
No, I think it's over this round anyways. Because, yeah, I can't.
But again, like, only one of these is up. What can I get right now? If you don't kill a city of mine. Oh, no.
No, I can't even get it back in time because I have it there, but
oh yeah,
it wouldn't even go back before the score. So
yeah,
you're getting
the Warlord
like 11 points right there.
Yeah, Warlord. Yeah, that's a weird thing. Her destroying my city doesn't go directly on the board to stop that point bonus. She captures it. Then one of us needs to have the Warlord ambition fire off, and then after scoring is done, that goes back. Yeah, that's clever. I didn't even realize that. I kept thinking you're gonna cover that one.
No, but
I'm even holding a card.
Last turn, I couldn't declare it because I didn't have the card to declare it as an ambition to put it back. And now if I did it this turn, I can show it doesn't matter because I'm losing anyways. Like this is the only card I have that can declare it as an ambition, but it's the only card that I can play to even get like.
No, Joe, the only thing about conceding, I'm saying I wouldn't get mad is like, I wouldn't be mad that like the playthrough video on the internet that's recorded for the end of time just ends with a concede. Like it doesn't show the full game. And this is like our first time showing this. This will be probably our most watched playthrough of this game to help new players out. Like seeing the game go to final, you know, see a few more actions, a few more turns, a few more card plays, a few more situations. It's just better for the playthrough, right? Seeing a playthrough end early is like, you know, not the most interesting content, I think. That's what I mean. I'm telling her as a producer, you know, producing this video, it's like, I won't be mad if you just end the playthrough.
No, I'll just play fast
early.
just in case, but I don't think
Oh,
I
you
have,
meant as a joke. Yeah,
I don't think I have a
That's what I meant by that. Not like,
there.
of course I'm okay if my opponent in a game against me concedes. I'm very happy about that normally.
Yeah, no, you definitely are winning. Like there's no chance based on the cards I have.
I felt that same way first round and a little bit in the second. Then I saw
No, but
it
it's
opening.
worse though. Like we'll
know.
get to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse in the later games.
But I bet if we go back and look at our cards, if like two experienced players that played like 10 games of this even could probably sit down, look at our cards and work out ways to like keep it more even. But again, it can be lopsided and it is random card draws from a deck. It is random dice rolling involved in combat. And it is the unknown of what's in the player's hand that when the timing happens on these, it's a very beautiful thing. The timing of when everything happens, changing initiative, scoring points, when to play cards. It's like making the best of what you have, but also like when to time things, when to show your cards, quote unquote, of like what things you're going for and what actions you do. Like me moving all these ships in here, what ambition do you think I might be trying to do? It's one of two. It's probably Tyrant or Warlord that are related to me wrecking stuff, right? So you now know something that's going to happen. Now at this point, it doesn't matter, but early in the game might give away where I'm trying to go with my plays, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're noobs, so like we might not be playing it the best to show it as like the balanced game is intended, but I still think 2-player flaws are what's happening too. 2-player mode flaws. All right, so I'm going here. Is that what's happening? Beep, beep, beep. Okay. So we need to make. So what did you say? 11 points I can get. And where am I at? 21.
Yeah.
So that's not even enough to end it this round.
You can declare any other ambition. And
maybe
there's other. Okay.
Maybe I don't have a lot of choice for other ambitions, but. All right. The problem right now, you're leading 3. I could be just giving you this here. That's the risk. I'm behind declaring an ambition that I have to clearly win, which I'm in 3rd place right now.
No, but I think...
Maybe not what you expected, but this is what we're doing. All right. Battle, move, or secure. Well, I think I will spend this. The only token I have in this, Mel, that's leaving this one wide open. See how I'm spending stuff I have where you thought maybe I was going to lock in any one of these, but now you might be able to grab this down here that now I have nothing for it. Right now. But I might be able to jack this even now.
No, but it doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why. You only need one. You only need one or 2 captives, and you've won the game.
How?
Because you'll come
because just the 3 points. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter which one you had, you could have.
Well, I still don't know what you can do, but we'll talk. All right. Let's get through it. So let's do some battle. Obviously, I like battling in games, so I got to do it. So I did spend a token. So technically I have, I'm doing a prelude action off the lead card by spending that token. So this is still in prelude. I think.
So I guess let's put it here just in case.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships. So let's just roll 6 skirmish dice. Let's play it safe for the first attack. As I've learned by multiple battles in previous learning games, it's not always best to go grab red and orange dice right away when she has ships that can fire back. All right, so let's see here what we get going. Oh, 3 damage. I got 3 damage. All right. To bump the score track. So 3 damage is going to go, I'll blow up 1 ship, of course. 1 will down this ship. Now I'll do a second attack with, or now we're out of prelude, I think. Should I? Material, no. No. Okay. So I'm going to battle again. Let's do, so now there's no ship to fire back. So let's go. Let's go crazy. Yes. Okay, so fires. 1, 2, 3 fires is 1, 2, 3 damage to my own ships. The targeting back doesn't matter because you have no ready ships, so I'm good there. Then we're going to spend normal damage. 1, 2, 3. So 1 gets eaten here. I'll do 2 and 3 just to show example. It doesn't matter really. I'll take that. Then we go to the building damage ones, which is 3. So I'll do 1. I think they do 1 at a time, but I don't think it matters. So I'm attacking actually. Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot that this was that planet. I don't have to apply damage, do I?
Oh, I have no idea.
I totally just screwed up, guys. I forgot that it's this planet. I'm being dumb.
I don't, I guess I can look.
But I think we're okay. Yeah, I'm being stupid. I think we're okay, though. I think we're okay. I think I still can make it happen, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm being dumb. I totally forgot about the rule of like wiping all these resources away, so I should have probably been spending them. Tell me.
Well, I don't. If you rolled any number of that.
Roll and resolve dice. I think I have to do all the symbols, but I don't think I should have been rolling the stuff to damage cities. And I don't have to take all the dice.
Than the maximum.
Yeah,
you may
yeah.
mix types, but you cannot collect more than 6 of a type.
Yeah, I screwed up. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. Do you mind a rewind there? Because I totally forgot about that rule. Yeah, so what I would do in that case is, knowing I don't want to crush the cities, you don't have to take all of the, like I want trophies bad, but not that bad. I just want to damage the ship.
You only need 2 anyways to win.
Yeah, so in this case, I did read an FAQ earlier because I was curious about taking dice, but you could take up to. So what I should have done is maybe like, okay, I know if I rolled amazing on these, which that first roll didn't go as good as I was hoping, but it's fine. I expected a 50-50. So here, taking 3 dice, I know I can place 1 damage here, 1 damage here, 1 damage here, and I won't cause any problems. So since I know that's the max damage and I just really need 1 trophy, I also could do like a combat here. I could also do a combat here. I don't need to be doing it on this planet. I just have all these ships and it looked fun, but I was being dumb. I shouldn't have moved into a place where it's the top trophy, but I still have cards after where I might be able to come back from that even. But yeah. So you probably have to resolve all the symbols on the dice, even if you, like, even offensive. I know you have to resolve the ones that are hurting yourself. Like, you can't just like, oh, I don't want to resolve those ones. But offensive damage, I wonder, right?
Maybe that's why they say you don't have to roll all of the dice.
Yeah. Oh, wow. See, this is not what I wanted really, but I did get it. So I'll pop this, and then I'll just do damage and damage. Because I don't want to kill those buildings, like blow them up completely, the cities. I just want to hurt them. It's fine. And then the last So one battle was in Prelude.
Mhm.
One battle was with a pip. The last battle, I'll do it, I guess here. And it's one die. Oh, but then I give you trophies if I hit myself. That's the other crazy part. But I won't get 2 pips off this to destroy it. I shouldn't have moved all these ships in here. I don't know why I did that, but I guess I could just play a little more safe. And yeah, because you could still battle.
Yeah, but it won't matter because I'll have more than you. You'll still come in second.
I just have to more than this
Yeah,
guy.
you just have to have more than that guy. And I can't.
All right, I'll just repair this one.
You can repair. Battle, secure.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I can't read the card.
No worries.
Move.
Yeah, you can move.
Sorry, there.
No,
we'll move.
you're good.
Yeah. So I could have moved first, then attacked there. Yeah, I'm dumb. I forgot there was a move on that card too. Sorry, guys. Completely messed up my turn. That's fine. I'm horrible.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go with a...
Yeah, it's not too many bones. I want to resolve just this one and just that one.
Let's battle here. You have no readied, so let's take 3. Not gonna matter, I don't think. Oh.
Holy crap, holy.
Oh, it is. Oh, man, I shouldn't have done that because I forgot about all the fires.
So you have to apply 2 damage to yourself first.
Yeah, which I can only apply 1.
We're still fine.
And then you'll get a trophy. And then I get this one. And that's it for that one. Then I could... What am I doing on that one? I'm just gonna move these guys in here so then maybe I can catapult them out later if I need to. Okay. I am going to
Construction.
and I'll declare the
It's already
ambition.
declared.
You can have more than one.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, did you not know that?
No, I totally didn't know that.
Oh, would that have changed anything you did?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for teaching me. I totally read the rules multiple times.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure.
I believe you.
But let me double check.
Man, there have been games where I should have done that and I didn't even know.
It's the only way that I'm gonna. Oh, declaring ambition. Yeah. Take the highest number ambition marker from the available one placed on the map. Place on ambition. Da da da.
Oh, cute. Maybe that's why it's so wide, because it can fit 3. I'm used to 2-player, like it's wide to fit tokens in it, but that makes sense. That makes complete sense. Okay, so there you go. I didn't know that. You could put...
oh, yeah, you can even declare an ambition that was declared earlier in the round. Just place another ambition marker in the box.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, okay.
I've read that rule, and for some reason just have thought it was not a thing.
Well, it's the only way that potentially I can at least not lose as bad.
That's so
He's
cool.
still going to win, but I won't lose as bad.
Well, now this is even juicier. I need to fight more.
It doesn't matter. You still... Okay, so build or repair for 3. I have no ships.
Oh, yeah, you also gave me more points for going being second,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're already going to win it.
I see,
I just didn't want to lose as badly.
I see.
Let's repair.
Wow. Imagine all 3 were in there for one, and the team, 4 players are all fighting over the single one. Oh my God, that'd be so fun.
So let's do 1, 2, not that it matters, 3. All right, there you go. Your turn. I just repaired. I could build starports, but I don't think it matters. I don't know how many ships I can bring out anyways.
Yeah, that sucks when they're not, they're all trapped up, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
The fact that you're thinking so much means I'm pretty sure you don't have a construction card. Or I feel like you would have done it already.
Oh yeah, because I could just take initiative.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That's crazy. Just reading my cards.
No, please take your
I'm
time.
gonna discard this to get that.
This is the last round anyways, we already know. Our last chapter.
Let's just. I'll pivot. And then I'll just tax. Let's just tax. Nope. I want to get your guy, but I don't, that's not a thing right now. So I'll just tax gas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll actually move this here and this here.
Okay. It's the last card I have, so that's what we're playing.
Oh, fight time. Figured you had more fight since you plopped that there. Oh, fun.
This, I'm already coming in second. I can spend this.
I wish I saved that psionic symbol to copy more off that card.
So I can spend this card, or this token. You may spend any resource as a relic.
Yeah,
that's not wrong card.
Yeah, there's nothing to secure.
Where was that one? Nope. Okay. So it doesn't matter, and I can't spend that one, so that doesn't matter. So we can move and have one battle. Let's catapult all these guys into here. We're gonna have just one big epic
fight
for the end. Okay. How many people is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Only have one fight.
Oh, because you just move off the pip?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But I need to
make it good.
Damage.
Pick your dice wisely.
As many as I can here, even if I hurt myself.
I can't catch up. Oh, but that will give me trophies.
But I don't want to kill.
Oh,
them.
as long as you spread, yeah. But then that makes you.
But then it makes it easier for you.
Yes, soften your fleet.
So let's go with.
I will exercise my inner Palpatine.
Oh, because if I get circles,
your fleet.
If I get circles, he'll shoot me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, the circles are great.
I need to use these.
Yeah, you need to. Oh, but then you only have one attack.
Hopefully, I can just get enough.
Oh yeah. Pile it up.
Pile it up, that I can just like knock down because if I get 2, I could just totally take a guy off instead of knocking them all down.
So you're rolling 6 dice?
Yeah. I only got 3. So I'll just take 1, so it's 1 less die for you, and I'll knock 1 down. And I'll make it, hopefully, so that... I'm hoping, really, also that he doesn't have a... But he probably does. Oh, but you can't surpass unless you have a 6 to be able to do. So hopefully he only has 1 battle as well.
Copy. I'll spend the gasolina to move. We need reinforcements, boys. All right. Now I'll copy this card, so I'll do a battle. I don't think I want to do any of these preludes. Well, maybe. No, it's fine. All right. Battle time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But you're in the same predicament as me.
Yeah.
You don't want to take back 6 hits. You get a circle.
Oh, yeah, true.
So I'm just hoping he rolls less on his blue die than I did.
Well, since I need to be risky is what you're really saying, I'm going to do 4 blues and 2 reds.
Okay, we're hoping...
Because either way I'm behind.
We're hoping for a circle here.
Yeah, but if I get a circle, it just puts you more in the lead. It doesn't change anything.
Right.
So I need to actually surpass you. So I'm going to throw in some reds. Hopefully not blank on them or get the fireback symbol. But I should do 3 and 3, but that might be risky. How many sides? Only one side actually shoots me back. So yeah, let's get real risky.
But you only need one of them.
I know.
One of those
I'm probably going to get all... No, it'll be 2 blanks and one of those symbols. You'll see. Here we go.
Oh,
No, one
no.
blank.
Oh, not very much damage either.
Yeah, so it kind of stinks.
Oh, okay.
Stinky roll, but at least it didn't. It does hurt me for 2, so I could just knock down 2 ships for the fire. So we had a little malfunction in the missile launching room there, or whatever. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just yoink 2 ships. Going to 5.
Oh, that sucks. I was trying to at least catch up to you, but now you've like made
So
it so
I tied you in that one right now. Yep.
You're so annoying.
But I
Definitely
didn't
sleeping on
even
the
I
couch
didn't
'cause I
even
don't want to talk to him.
Yeah. But I didn't even get double damage on them, and I got a blank. So like I still got screwed by the red dice like completely.
Still.
Not like just one more damage, or like I would have been happy with just like one of them was this double, so I could like hit another ship. Would have been cool. I should have did all red and just went YOLO. All right, done. So that's the end of it. Clear those away. We're gonna go down here scoring. So this, wow, 9 points to the leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trophies.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have 5 trophies. This guy has 1 trophy, so we tie.
We just both
So we're
get
actually
5.
going to split the second place, which is 3 and 2. So 5 total each. And then we go down to keeper, which I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I have 3.
And this guy's 1. So I take it 6, but I also get the bonus because I won it. So that's 11 more points. So it's 26, so to 37.
Mm-hmm. And I get 3.
So even though I crossed this, it's now the last chapter because I passed the 2-player 33-point mark. It's whoever still has the most. So like in a 4-player game, I can see that mattering more because it is lower. So in a 4-player game, if somebody hits the 27, that means it's the last chapter. But doesn't mean that person wins unless they're like the highest points at the end. Kind of like viticulture, how that works. And then you got your points.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's the game.
That's it.
There's like not much to it. Like rules wise, the game is like literally fits on like, I know there's more rules than just the reference, but it's not much more. It's one of those like not a lot to it, but it's like mastering how it all is glued together and like the strategy to it, but more the tactics I think too is like the game is very much tactical, like work with what you have and like basically pivot to what your opponent's doing and like pay attention to what other people are doing and not leave yourself open. But you can easily take advantage when someone's going for something, you can take it over from them or pivot to try to go for something else that they're not working out. But yeah. So this is just the base game. They say play this way your first couple times. And I've already talked about leaders and lore, which all it is adding unique leaders that give you special setup, new powers, and some lore cards that add some abilities to your little tableau. So it complicates it a bit more, but just like we've seen with other games like the Prelude expansion for Terraforming Mars, same idea, right? Just adds like a little bit of asymmetry to the game, which we'll play with in the future, obviously, but we just wanted to learn it. But still a very cool game without that for sure. But yeah, let's, I guess, talk about our thoughts. So yeah, this game, when I purchased this game, the minimal research I did for it, what I looked into the game, I did not want to ever play this 2-player. There was never the intention. I know 2-player games, especially by this publisher or in this genre of games, competitive area control, kind of games, 2-player usually sucks. Forbidden Stars actually is pretty good, which this game has a little bit of vibe. Obviously, Forbidden Stars is way bigger, more epic, complex kind of game, but a little bit of that is happening here. A little bit of similar feel, but I never want to play a 2-player. But I need to like learn a game, and to learn a game with Mel off camera, we have to play 2-player, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just works better that way. But I know eventually I will, just like every one of these games, I'll eventually work it up to play with a 3rd player and a 4th player, and maybe teach 4 new players and, get them playing while I'm helping run the game. So that way I can work myself to where we were with Game of Thrones, Scythe, Root, where we played it multiple times with people who knew what they were doing. So these kind of games, like I said before, I know from past experience, and I could tell right away after reading the rule book, these games shine in a full 4-player count with players who've all played around the same amount or have the same experience and understanding with the game to fully be able to mess around with its intricacies and mechanisms and systems and the timing and the elegance of when to play the cards, when to go for ambitions, what to protect, what not to protect, how to read what other players are doing, how to make these cards work to your advantage, how to know when certain cards come up, how they work with certain combos, how to use your prelude resources properly to combo with other things. All that stuff I know will come in, obviously be more rich and rewarding and more interesting and more exciting when everyone at the table really knows how to handle all that stuff. So it does have runaway leader issues. Yes, it's in the rule book as a thing, especially at 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
We knew this. We've seen it happen 3 times now.
Yeah, 3 times now.
Yeah, 3 times now, the game has been a blowout. Mel's won once, I've won twice. It looked like this every time. Every time. And it's just the 2-player game. I would not recommend this at 2 players unless, like us, you're doing it just to learn and experience the game and get some reps in to see what's involved. I'm able to do that very easily. Mel will play games with me. I don't think I'd play this with our daughter. But we do have family and friends that will play this. Kyle would probably play this. But I know Kyle will have a bad experience the first couple times he plays because he'll be in the same boat we're in right now, learning the game and playing it. But maybe at 3 players, with the whole ability of if one player's running away, there's now 2 players to mess with them, not just 1. So more cards will be at the table that can help mess up what that player who might have initiative under their control. There's more options of it being taken away or people to do more actions to balance the game out a bit more. So yeah, I do think this game is definitely, I would rather play it at 3 and 4 player for sure. I knew that even before I even picked the game up. Just all the games I've ever played that are in this same type of game have that flaw, I feel. You can play them at lower player counts. They just don't feel like the same game. Something's missing. And they definitely work way better when you have more players. For sure. But I love how it's not that long so far, at least playing a 2-player count. I know adding more players adds more time, obviously, with every game. But even so, the fact that it has a 10-round or a 5-round max, and then you score up at the end of that round no matter what is going on, I love how it's locked. The end of the game is locked. And it has that whole thing where the early rounds are quicker than the final rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Totally love that. When everyone starts standing up and getting all excited in the last few rounds of the game, and every action feels like, they could pull this points or pull that points or stop this player, stop that player. I could feel a lot of negotiation happening in a multiplayer game of this. That could make it more interesting. But at 2 players, not the best game I've ever played. But I see the potential here. I see the simplicity of it. When I saw all it had was ships on the board and 2 types of buildings, I was like, man, they're definitely setting this game up for an expansion. But the fun part is that's enough to make the game feel meaty and work. These cards leave lots of cool abilities happening. The different scoring and ways to play the game and to kind of chase and work towards. You can't do everything. But if you specialize in stuff, you might leave yourself open for other people to take advantage of the other ones and or stop you in the one you're doing. So you have to be good at a few different things. So it's kind of cool. And based on the setup where you are in space can lead to different strategies. Like the one setup where I was on one side, you were on the other.
That's interesting.
So different. I'm just taking the first few chapters of the game. I'm just building up my empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just building buildings. I'm building ships. I'm taxing my guys. Not worrying about capturing, getting some cards. And then last chapter, let's cross, space and battle along the way, Maybe a little move here and a little move there, but who's going to go first? But in this one, where literally you're right beside a place where I'm putting 2 cities, I'm crapping my pants going like, I probably shouldn't be doing that literally right next to where you have a bunch of ships. Eventually those ships left that area, but I was scared that I had so many things close to you that I was going to put my eggs in those baskets for points that you literally could just move some ships in and destroy.
I got almost no blue cards. Like almost no blue cards.
What's blue?
That's the move one.
Oh, move and influence.
I almost got
But red
none.
is move, and I know you had lots of attack on the one.
Yeah, but on the ones I did, I felt like I only got high cards. I never got like low. I only ever got to do like 2, right? And sometimes I had a copy, but I never really saw any blue cards.
So you know what I think? You know what I think now playing the
I
third?
can like set up.
And I had the same problem-ish with something else in the last game we played, and the first game we played especially. What I think the problem there is, now that I've played 3 times, I'm thinking might solve that, is spreading yourself out to be able to grab more varied resources. Because remember the prelude actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you just then secured a fuel planet that you could tax and use fuel as your moves to make up for that, but the fact you probably looked out at the board and did you even have any fuel?
Yeah, 1.
Where?
Here.
Oh, right here. Yeah, yeah.
But at a time I went to do it, there was none.
I know, I
And
know, I
then-
know.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, you can't predict that, but at least it gives you the option. But maybe if you had two, you could have one time used two tax actions to just have a couple fuel sitting there for those turns when you're like, crap, I really needed to move.
Yeah.
But there's that fun push your luck of like, if I leave those there, they're taking up resource slots. They can be stolen. And if I use them now, I might wish I saved them for later. And if I use them now, my opponent might then go for the Tycoon ambition, which I now spent those and left it for them to grab it easily. So it's like this fun balance of like playing when to play these resources and keep them for scoring, or also the way you can kind of cheat extra actions out and make up for your cards not being what you want. I think it's really cool. And I think maybe we both struggle with that a little bit of like building so that we have multiple things, or moving your ships in to take those resources from opponents' planets, just so you have a way to grab everything. But also, you do have the option of these too. So if you also have some of these,
Yeah, but then I got to a point where I couldn't play them.
that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
like you locked yourself out, you gave yourself trouble. I got worried. I drew a whole hand there at the end, and I only could do Warlord or Keeper. 3 cards of one, 3 cards the other. And I went, oh, crap. Like I was building up to do this as where I was going to go heavy was the gas, like the Tycoon. And I drew into no Tycoon and was like, oh, crap. And I know you're not going to take it because I have so many and you have nothing.
Yeah.
So now that just sat there, right? But like, sometimes the cards screw you. But what I think is if you take advantage of the Psionic, even though I'm playing move cards and you can't, you still could copy. You could take an action on the lead card with this.
No, but I couldn't spend those.
I know.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Yes, in general. Yeah.
In other games, including
Yeah.
my own games, right? Like where I'm struggling, it's like maybe we're not respecting these tokens and therefore the planets and the taxing action of taxing rivals places and stuff, which could be a strategy of going for that to cover and make the cards not hurt you so much. Like maybe it's just us, maybe it's just us is what I'm thinking. I don't know. But I think with experience, like we're inexperienced. So again, that's why I fully say like this is our 3rd game ever. Understand that anything we say about the game, we're very inexperienced with it. But we're experienced with these type of games. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Like don't judge the game based on this. Like watch it, know who you're gonna play it with, what your players like and don't like in a game, and is this a game for you? Not whether we had fun with it. Like I still have fun, win or lose, with this kind of game because I always love getting cards and they're multi-use and having to decide not just do I want to do this action on the card or one of the 3 actions, which one do I want to play with the amount of pips? Do I want to play it to get this going off? Do I want to hold it to try to be the lead? Do I want to just slap it face down to take the initiative? Like looking at your hand of cards in this game, there's so many decision points, or that decision point has so many branching paths that it feels very like rich and rewarding and fun. And it's like gambling, but like on what will work out for you because you don't know what the other players are going to do, which is, I love that so much. And the fact, again, it's not that long.
We've never gone to where it ended.
Yeah, I think we went to the 4th chapter, right?
Yeah, but we've always ended early based on getting to the scoring limit.
Yeah. So but it has that limit. So even if people are not really scoring that well because they're like learning the game, like I still have fun. Like even if you lose a bit or you have a couple bad chapters. Yeah. Anything else, Mel, that on top of my long-winded thoughts?
No, I very much agree with you. I don't know that I would play this 2 players again.
Yeah.
Well, we obviously did it for learning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever play it again either.
No.
At 2 players. Never again. I have no reason to.
No, I don't think I enjoy
Not even to try the leaders and lore, I don't
No.
think. I would just mix those in the next time I play it 3 players.
Yes.
Where the 3rd player is ready for it.
Yeah. I definitely agree that the leader can definitely just blow away and you can see that you have no chance. And I guess they put that in the rule there that you can concede.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, we need to release this game. Crowdfunding people have been waiting too long for it. We play tested the 2 players as much as we could and we find out there's this issue. Should we try to balance a little more and fix it? Nah, let's just put this rule in there that like, yeah, one player can crush the other and it just happens. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's in there. But
Not super fun.
It technically works at 2 players.
Yeah, it's a playable game for sure.
Yeah, it just might not be the most enjoyable experience.
Yeah. But I do think, again, I would base my full opinion after playing a 4-player or 3-player game on
Yeah,
PC.
for sure.
But I think that I like the way that some of these other type of games work better than the cards. I don't know that I fully love the card planes. I like that they're multi-use and that's interesting. But I like, for example, in Scythe, like I am making all the decisions. Yes, my opponents can like steal from me and all of that, but I am making all of the decisions. So I am saying I want to do this action, so then I can do this action to then do this.
And you have to think multiple turns
Yeah.
ahead, and that
Here,
you
I
do
can't-
in this.
But I'm also limited to what I have.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this one action because I don't have the cards. I have to hope he plays the card so then I can copy it and do it once. And it's like, doesn't really feel super great to me. But I'm excited to try it though at 4-player or 3-player and see if that changes my thoughts on it. But yeah, and I definitely don't love it as a 2-player game. It's definitely a game, but
it's a game.
It's a game, but
it's definitely one of the games of all time.
But we'll see at 3-player, and then I would
definitely one of the games we played this year. Definitely one of those games.
One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I agree that I don't love, because even when you're running away with the lead, it's still not fun, right?
No.
Well, I mean,
no, it's not fun.
It's like oh, okay.
I had a bad chapter in this game and was like, this game stinks at 2 players. I was thinking in my head.
But you
Mitch
crushed
called
that.
it out.
That's where you blew past me in that chapter.
But I didn't realize that was even going to happen. I was like, I'm just going to keep pushing and hope it works out. You got a better start than me in the first chapter. This chapter's not working out for what I did in the first chapter. And then all of a sudden openings happened and I realized like, wait, I could grab this and get this from you and I can turn it around and boom, now I'm like got a huge lead.
Oh, and that's the other thing I don't love about this game. I like the whole mechanic of these, like you can kind of like protect them in where you want,
that's
and
fun.
the cards have keys and that's cool and you can take them and know that they're possibly stealable. But for him to just luckily grab a card that can like take one of my best cards, and it's like
I didn't luckily grab that. I totally love this thing. When you started getting cards related to this is one of my favorite things in the game. Spoilers for anyone who plays with me. I love being able to yoink cards from there when I feel like it. Whether I'm capturing or not, I need to get better at that. But I just love some of these card abilities. And when I saw that, and I look at my hand, I have influence on a bunch of different cards, right?
I didn't.
I was like, oh, I love taking cards, card play, and you guys know I love card games, right? So card games and abilities that are also giving me resources, and I can time when I want to play them. I love it. So being able to secure them when I want before you do is what I'm trying to do. And I purposely, when I saw that one, I kept an eye on it every single time. And if you're going to put anything on it, I'm then going to make sure I had influence ready to just load it up. And then I know I have these ready to steal it if I need. And I would have even grabbed initiative by putting a card flat down to steal that one. I'm like, I need that card so I can steal an ambition out from under you by yoinking something you have, right? Or stopping you maybe from getting first, and like, maybe tying with the other player.
Yeah, but I don't like that part of it.
Yeah.
But I like this part of it. Because it's like, okay, I am making decisions based on, I want to put this here. I want to kind of protect-ish that resource. It's going to be hard for him to get it. But for him to just be like, I'm going to take this card and then I'm going to steal your card. And it's like, oh, that's not fun to me.
But I did have a lot of work to get the card.
But I didn't have any way to stop you because I didn't have any influence. Again, because I didn't get the blue cards, and the blue cards is the move and influence. I felt like I was completely lacking in that. I sometimes, one round only, which is where I got my cards, I had the administration cards.
Oh.
That was only one round. I got like 3 of them, I think. But yeah, it just felt like it was not, I felt like I couldn't even get that card before he tried to get it. So, that's the only part I didn't like, but I do like this part of it.
Yeah,
where there's
fun.
like keys and you're going to say like, even that one that I took, you didn't even use it, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, that one, I knew it was a 1 key.
I held that in case, this one to like choose based on the card I have. I was going to use that to like secure the game if I needed.
Yeah.
To help get an extra ambition going. But I had the ones that were fine.
But even that one being a 1 key, you're taking it knowing, oh, this is a 1 key. This one's easily stealable.
Yep.
Okay. But they have to still use a riskier die to do that.
Yep.
I like that.
You have to be able to destroy a city still and like not lose too much in the process. You're wasting actions to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, come and get it.
Yeah. But just being able to like, I like this one. And it's like, wait, what? That doesn't seem fair.
Jacko says, I've watched y'all play a lot of games. This was one of them.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
This is definitely one of the games we've played all year.
Yeah. But that's why I'm not judging it as a, like, I love it or I don't like it. Because I don't know yet.
But again, I kept saying throughout the whole playthrough, I know how this works. I've seen this whole cycle of life that happens with these type of games. these are built for like you're gonna see tournaments based around this game,
definitely.
and you're gonna see 4 players who've played hundreds of games of this at a table for prize money, playing this game against each other, trying to make the best opening moves and plays, and working together and promising this and teaming up on that guy and betraying this, whatever. But it takes a lot of plays to get to that. It takes people caring about that game to learn that with you. It might require an online version of this game that's official to like really build that community of players with lots of experience with it.
And to get the reps in.
You need reps with this game to make this game shine 100%, or just have a lot of players, I think, at the table and you're fine.
Yeah.
If I think on our first playthrough of playing with 4 players, maybe our second playthrough of playing with those 4 players will be a way more amazing experience, and we'll see why this game is like so beloved already, because we need to be playing at a higher player count, and we need to be playing it knowing what we're doing and have more experience with the play and the cards and knowing what's possible, and then also mixing in the leaders and lore to make you have kind of a just like all the like a path, like know where to go.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of also weird. This is open. You can do whatever you want, but it's like sometimes it's good when you're learning to have a directed path. But these do help direct it. If you grab a couple of these cards, they tell you kind of like go with this resource. You're going to be good at that, or you know, use some of these abilities to push you into those ambitions to direct your play, right? So there is that. So yeah, so it's but it is a cool game. I see the potential here. What do you think about the combat, Mel?
I actually like the combat a lot. I like that you can choose which dice you want. So if you want to be risky, and like you were saying when you were teaching it, maybe you want to use your first battle action to use some of the blue or the less, I guess, less attack or 50-50 chance of attack, but they're not going to hurt you to maybe knock a few ships over, so then you won't get hit back so hard. But I definitely like trying to figure out how risky do I want to be in the rewards I want from my combat. I do really, really love that.
Also, I don't know if it's called out. Michael, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Michael.
I meant to do it like, and I was like, oh, I'll do it after Mel's done talking. I totally forgot.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael says, looking forward to 3 players. Thanks for the play and thoughtful discussion. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun to discuss after we played it. But again, I still am not done with my journey with this game. And like I was saying, the circle of life with these games is like, you learn them. They're a little weird. We play them at lower player count. Then we kind of play with some other people. They're having trouble with it. There's some blowaway games. But then like once you have 4 players or 5 or 6, whatever it is based on the game player count of these type of games. Once you have that, like a bunch of players playing a game like this competitively against each other, know what they're doing, great experience. And then we move on to the next one. But yeah.
You asked me about this. What are your thoughts? Same?
I like how it's clean and simple and straightforward. Like, yes, it might take a few minutes to go, ooh, which dice? I don't know. Should I do 2 battles? 3 battles? Should I move first? Should I secure a card first with my aggression card, then move and then battle? I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll do 1 battle first and fight with these blue dice so it's like, see what happens. And then maybe if the battle goes bad, I just move my ships away. You know, maybe I go heavier on the next one. Maybe I just YOLO it in with a bunch of risky dice because I'm losing and like I need to win that Warlord trophy that's worth so much because you put 2 ambitions there. And like I go, boom, YOLO. And then I capture some guys, which I shouldn't have. And then all of a sudden I get the Tyrant trophy, you know, maybe this is like this. And now all of a sudden I grab that out of nowhere, but I also got some, oh no, I wouldn't grab that. I would grab this because captives only go there when you secure, right?
Yeah.
Or raid. But they go there as trophies when you destroy a city. Yeah, I forget that sometimes. But yeah, so it's like, it could change like what you're doing and that decision of what dice to take when and how many ships and what you could roll in the first attack. I just love it so quick. I love how it's just one player takes dice, they roll dice, and then they just resolve them in order. It's like so straightforward. And like, even though it's like this long-winded thing here, it's like, it's really simple and elegant and quick. And I like that. You don't have to sit there going, okay, opponent, like, what do you want to do? You know, let's slap a couple cards down, roll some dice, and then resolve my dice, then your dice, then my dice, then your, my card and your card. Like, none of that. It's just like, I just roll my dice and I decide like everything, right? And then I just resolve it and we move on. I like how that's like quick and simple. It's really neat. Not too deep or engaging. It's just like, yeah, it's neat. But it is like the choice of which dice to take is like, feels so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. I love it.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyways, I don't know what else to say. Velko says there are more games that you can play 2-player and don't leave bad aftertaste in that player count.
Very
Oh,
true.
absolutely. Absolutely. But we're not talking about 2-player games like, like Seven Wonders Duel or Watergate and those kind of games that are made 2-player only, that are really rich, really work at that player count, that are made really balanced. Pagan is one I hope to play soon.
Oh, yeah.
That looks really cool in that genre, right? We play Star Wars Unlimited like every week. We know that that works great at 2 players. Definitely the amount of 2-player games out there, it's apples and oranges. There's a bajillion, right? But these games that are like epic war kind of games, but this is like slimmed down and still feels rich and meaty. Some of those still work better at 2 players, and we have to compare it to other games like that, right? Like Scythe at 2 players, that sucks. Scythe at 2 players, I remember playing that. Trash game.
No.
Trash game. It's still probably in my top 10 games of all time. I still love it, but trash game at 2 players, like garbage. 1 player, even worse, in my opinion. Yeah, I said it. With the official solo mode. But yes. But Scythe with a 4, 5, 6, whatever players at the table, oh my god. Game of Thrones 2nd Edition, my favorite game of all time. You can play with lower player count. You can put in those vassals and all this stuff and lock off half the board. It's an okay game. It's not trash. I do like their way of doing it. It's still kind of fun, but does not even compare to having a full 6 players or 8 players in some cases with that game with expansions, battling out over Westeros for like 6 hours. Oh my god. So fun. But all these modes come with lower player counts. So comparing it to some of those other games like Forbidden Stars, that I've played at 2, 3, and 4 players. I need to bring that on the channel. I know it's out of print. It's definitely a game I've talked about before. But that I love as a space combat game, and that works okay at 2 players. Totally fine, totally balanced, totally fun. And that also is meant to be a big epic space battling game, So yes, you could say you can choose other games, but sometimes you need to play games like this at a lower player count to build experience, to be able to play it in the proper way it's meant to play. I would not want to sit down and play this for my first game with 4 brand new players, including myself.
Oh, no.
Shoot me now. No, thank you. So you do have to play at lower player counts to kind of get a feel for the mechanics and the cards and experience to be able to then teach it, if that makes sense, in my opinion. So yeah. I know there's better games to play at 2-player, that's for sure. But I can't. The same person who's shopping for this is probably not shopping for like what's a 2-player popular game? I can't even think. Like Seven Wonders Duel, right? Like the same person who buys Arcs, I don't think is the same person who's like, oh, maybe I should buy Seven Wonders Duel.
No, I agree.
Like you're buying this game because you want to play a big epic war game with people, right? So
yeah.
Yeah. I heard you mention Kyle. Is this one a potential Kyle play? Yeah, Jacko, yes. Yeah, I definitely bought this wanting to play with him on stream. But we just decided to start learning it. And then we're like, let's just stream it and play the 2-player game on stream and show the people the game. And feel free to leave feedback down below too. Your thoughts on if we messed up anything or there's something we're missing with the game that could help us teaching it to Kyle later or playing it maybe smoother. I appreciate the feedback for sure. But yeah, I'll definitely teach it to some friends off stream too. But yeah, I definitely bought this game more for my personal collection as another fun 4-player, let's screw with each other game on a night, have some beers and pretzels and lose some friends. Yeah, definitely would be fun. But yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Mike says, gotta sell copies. Slapping 1 and 2-player counts on the box gets them monies.
Yeah.
Yes, I said that earlier.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. And Greg says, still fun to watch, and since I will most likely never have more than 2, it's good info to have. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
That's true. If you want like
because
an epic,
don't know,
yeah,
right?
that's
They
true.
just see that, oh, I can play this 2 players, but
Yeah.
maybe they don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah, like if I was looking for 2-player, like more epic games, definitely I wouldn't pick this one, I don't think.
No, I would not.
If you're limited at 2-player count, there is so many other better 2-player games. Yes, so that makes sense, I guess, if you're looking at it from that way.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Hey, Matthew.
Matthew, hello. Let's see here.
Oh, Velko's very right. It says, on the other hand, Star Wars Rebellion can be played at 4-player, but it's really meant to be 2-player.
Another garbage trying to sell more copies to larger players. I hate when they do that.
Very true. It's like opposite.
There's another game we played recently too that was like
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian has a team variant. Like you can play with more players and
shared characters.
It's like What are you
I want to
doing?
play with someone else's character.
No, like it's
On
just
my
to
own.
sell more copies. It's so trash.
Yeah.
I hate the way publishers are doing that. It's so garbage. And you know those modes usually you can tell they put those on the side of the box and they like don't put much effort into them. Very annoying, very annoying. But yeah, Star Wars Rebellion, that is a 2-player game. I
Yeah,
don't care what anyone tells
definitely.
you. There's a few of those war games like that, the 2-player war games where they're like, yeah, they have a 4-player team variance. It's like, get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Anyways. I think that's gonna be it for us today. That was fun. That was epic.
That was.
Looking forward to playing this with more players. Can't wait. I like the game here. I like the potential, but definitely don't like the game at 2 players for sure. I know, not interested at all. But we got a play in of it. We got to experience the systems. It's definitely cool. I can see the appeal, and we're gonna work in some leaders and lore. Hopefully, get a 3-player playthrough on the channel, and maybe we can even possibly play a 4-player before that.
Oh yeah.
Off
Okay.
stream to then give our thoughts of like our experiences, and come and look for that video. It'll be in the playlist down below when we actually make that stream, and then see our thoughts after a few more plays at different player counts too. So yeah, this should be fun, and playing with the leaders and lore.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever get to play a campaign of it. I don't know if I'm interested.
Well, because we'd be playing a campaign like what, 2-player?
No, we would try
have to
3-player
play
with like
3-player with
Kyle.
Kyle?
Yeah.
So I guess you have to see what he even feels after playing the
Yes.
game, if he likes it or not.
I don't even know what the price of the expansion is, and I don't know when that even comes out. I feel it's like later this year, but like at retail. But yeah. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for these people supporting the channel. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I guess we'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.
Bye.